You have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit BenderDentalCare.com.
Political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for A Political Talk Show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, A Political Talk Show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
Attention all Schaumburg Boomers fans. Join the Schaumburg Boomers August 27th at 6:30 p.m. versus the Evansville Otters for Bark in the Park. Bring your furry friends for a day at the ballpark. That's all about them. Presented by Golf Rose Animal Hospital. Join the Schaumburg Boomers August 29th at 6:30 p.m. for Fan Appreciation Night and post-game fireworks. There will be giveaways throughout the game.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It is 6:08 here on this Wednesday morning at WRMN, AM 1410, and at WRMN Radio on YouTube. Welcome to Studio 14 in downtown Elgin. Here on the 28th day of August, it's time for the first shift. And I'm Marky B reporting. And every day we start the first shift with our Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a good Wednesday morning to you from WRMN and from the Fox River Valley Media Network.
Welcome to the first shift, right here on the Voice of the Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Don't get that excited. I'm only introducing Marky B. Exactly. Featuring local news and sports, your Fox Valley forecast, and local traffic twice an hour at 15 and 45 minutes past. Timely interviews, a radio shopping show preview, milestones and memories, and born on dates of the lates and greats. Elgin Trivia, and all of your phone calls, texts, and Facebook comments as part of the staff meeting. The First Shift is the most informative, entertaining, and interactive morning show in all of the Fox River Valley and beyond.
You liar!
Well, okay. At least it makes great background noise, whether you're at work, in the car, or at home.
Whatever.
Your host, Marky B, maintains an upbeat attitude every day despite the fact that he's saddled with an overall lack of talent, a delusioned ego, and false hope for a bright future.
Loser.
Yeah, he's pretty much a loser. But at least he tries. Welcome to Studio 14 in downtown Elgin for The First Shift on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Loser.
Shut up. Welcome to The First Shift. I interrupt the opening music to be able to talk because the music was too loud and I couldn't figure out a way to turn it down. So let's go with this as our opening music instead. See if this works a little bit better. Yes, I can turn that one down. Welcome to The First Shift here on a Wednesday morning. It's 13 past 6, live from downtown Elgin here at WRMN AM 1410. And WRMN Radio on YouTube. Yes, we're at Studio 14 on this Wednesday, a day where we're going to have a better weather day. Yesterday, pretty stifling yesterday. Pretty crazy. We've had some air conditioning issues here at the station the last couple of days, so hard for me to give a fair assessment I know it was really hot outside, but it was a little warmer in the building here yesterday than it usually is as well. So kind of felt like I felt warm or hot all day long. And the air conditioning all over the place had to work really hard yesterday and the day before because of all the heat that we've had and the high humidity the last couple of days. Even at the house last night, it took a while for the upstairs bedroom to get cool after the hot sunny day. It is 14 past 6 on this Wednesday morning, the 28th day of August, 828-2024. It's the 241st day of the year. And let's take a look at that forecast to get things going today. I'm Mark. I sit here with you in Studio 14 in downtown Elgin. Quite a lightning storm last night around here. I don't know if you saw all that. I guess maybe you had to be in the right place at the right time to see it last night. I had a meeting over at the township building last night. When I got finished, I walked out in the back parking lot and lightning everywhere. I thought, this is pretty cool. Looked like flashing veins in somebody's body. And it almost looked kind of scary, but none of that lightning was coming down out of the clouds. It was like heat lightning up in the clouds. Got home and went out on the back porch and watched some more. There was one big cloud just to the south of our house. A big cloud that contained a lot of that lightning. It was fun to watch for a little while. A little lightning storm last night. It rained some in some parts of the area. My Jeep was damp this morning, but not overly wet. The streets did seem kind of wet on the way to downtown Elgin, so we did get a little bit of rain at some point last night. And maybe you did too, depending on where you are here in the Fox River Valley. And so the little bit of rain and the little bit of lightning and whatever came through last night is going to make things a little more pleasant today as we start the morning at 71 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. There's a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm this hour, depending on where you are. Skies look fairly blue around here, so I think we're going to be okay. Today's high about 86 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. 86 for your daytime high. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 65. And for tomorrow, an isolated shower possible, otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 85. So a couple of mid-80s days after our mid-90s days. Tomorrow night, a slight chance of a shower, mostly cloudy with a low of 68, staying kind of warm on your Thursday night. And then as we get into the weekend, it's even a little more pleasant. Friday, a chance of a shower. Now, there's a 60% chance, actually, of showers and possibly a thunderstorm Friday afternoon. Mostly cloudy with a high of 83 on Friday. And then we're looking at sunshine on Saturday and Sunday and Labor Day, 3 beautiful days. Getting a little cooler each day. 82 for Saturday, 78 for Sunday, and Labor Day, sunshine with a high of about 72. That's right, 72 for Labor Day and 75 for next Tuesday. So how about that? Not too bad. Today's still warm with a high of about 85. Right now we're sitting at 71 degrees. Winds out of the southwest at 5 miles an hour. Wednesday morning here at WRMN, Larry Jones kind of had a not so happy look on his face as he's already here this morning. His night of sleep may have been rough. I guess we'll find out in a little while. He came walking into the hallway looking kind of grumpy. Now he's outside talking to gregarious Gina. I'm sure she will pull him out of it as he stretches out his vocal cords and gets ready for the next hour. Larry Jones on will be between 7 and 9. He's got some time to wake up today. He's got about 45 minutes to stretch out those vocal cords and stretch open those eyelids. We'll get the coffee flowing and we'll get going. And you can be a part of our conversation this morning by giving us a call at 847-931-1410 on the show. 847-931-1410. We'd love to hear from you today. Talk about whatever is on your mind. And this hour, I'll cover a few things with stories that I've been preparing over the past 24 hours. We'll have our bottom of the hour news break, see if we have something fresh. I think we do. With news and sports. The Cubs offense continues to be in high gear. They're such a hot and cold team. But they actually pulled one game above 500 by whipping Pittsburgh again last night, 9-3. So the Pirates are a little bit in disarray right now, and the Cubs are playing pretty well the last couple of days. So they are above 500 for the first time since late in May, I think. So Cubs fans have a little bit of reason for optimism. I have no idea what the White Sox did last night, but I can guess. If I had to take a wild guess, I bet I could take one. We'll find out with sports at the bottom of the hour, see if I'm right about my wild guess or not. The Bears cut their roster down to 53. I saw a story in the Daily Herald about it this morning. They had to cut like 25 players yesterday. And a lot of that won't mean much to me because when we go deep into the roster, I really don't know a lot of the Bears players. I know the players that everybody knows, but Caleb Williams and Tyson Bagent are the two quarterbacks that I guess will be active for opening day. DeAndre Swift is your top running back. Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, and Travis Homer also made the team as running backs. The wide receiver core is pretty strong, led by DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze. Sounds like he has one name. Rome Odunze. Tyler Scott and DeAndre Carter. And maybe we'll talk a little more about the roster with Larry Jones this morning if we focus on sports for a few minutes. The roster has been released. 25 guys have been cut, and 53 are ready to go for the Bears game a week from Sunday against Tennessee. A little sports talk, especially when we talk about SB Nation, one of our great supporters here of the show for a long time. In this hour, I'll get into the news a little bit. The Elgin Police Department put out a release yesterday. And it was an update to an officer-involved non-fatal shooting. You may remember it. I could play parts of the incident for you again today, but I don't think I'm going to. It was from back in January. We played parts of the incident for you back when it happened, after the police released the videotape, for lack of the right term, of the event, as body cameras were on the entire time that night. It was a house on the east side of Elgin, and the expected update finally came down that the officer is cleared of any wrongdoing in the non-fatal shooting. But I'll give you a few details about that when we get into the news here shortly. I guess it was probably the expected results, especially after I saw the video. And maybe you saw the same thing. We had a Streamwood fire on Monday night. I'll give you a few details of that, a fire in Streamwood. And we have a new police chief in West Dundee. He came from Schaumburg. And I'll introduce him to you this morning. Not physically. We don't have him here in studio or on the air, but I'll give you some information about him. And I'm sure we will have him on the air before too long as we try to cover more of the Fox River Valley right here on the Talk of the Town, WRMN. We had a winner of a lottery ticket over the weekend at the Jewel Osco in Addison. An update on that. Lots of stories. Tomorrow is a big day for Long Common Parkway, a big ribbon cutting. So there are many things we can talk about. I'll share the news stories that I have, and then Larry and I will get into discussion about some of it. Maybe we'll talk about the Civilian Review Board this morning. You can guide the conversation by calling us at 847-931-1410 here on the show. More Music Hour coming up at 9 o'clock today. And I got some good tunes for you this morning to share with you in the More Music Hour. Let's see what I have for you today. We might hear from some Billy Joel today. Maybe a little Elvis, maybe some Phil Collins. The Eagles are possible. The Jacksons, maybe, or at least Michael Jackson. Maybe a Beatles song this morning. Maybe a little David Soul. Remember that song? Don't give up on us, baby. It's David Soul's birthday today, or it would have been. He died earlier this year, when the year first began. Marvin Gaye and the Temptations possible. And requests by you, always possible too. The More Music Hour coming up at 9 a.m. today. Tomorrow morning's an open Thursday morning in the 9 o'clock hour, as we have a rare fifth Thursday. But I think we're going to focus a little bit on Burlington, Illinois tomorrow morning on the show. And School District 301. We have some people, I don't really know them. Somebody reached out to me from that area late last week, and they said there's a big referendum coming up on the ballot. I don't think they agree with it, and they are not happy with some of the things that are going on out that way. When I first got a phone call, I was kind of inspired by, or the person that called me, I guess, was inspired by the show Kane County Speaks that we have with Brian Anderson. She said, yeah, I've heard that show Kane County Speaks. We'd like to talk about some issues that we have going on in our community. I said, this is the place. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'll try to get more details about it. Tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about a possible referendum for building a new school, or more than just that. Tomorrow morning, Burlington, School District 301 in that area, just to the west of Elgin. And we'll focus on that a little bit tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock hour. If you live that way, you might have an opinion about what you hear. or you might have some thoughts. So feel free to listen in tomorrow morning for that portion of the show. All right, it's 6:25 here at WRMN. We'll check our dumb daily holidays of the day. We'll get into our staff meeting a little bit. We are on YouTube at WRMN Radio on YouTube this morning. And we also have the Image 360 information line. You can always text at 505-926-1410. 505-926-1410. And we'll get all your comments. We'll study that a little bit and cover some news after we check the bottom of the hour news in just a few moments. On this day in history, Isaac Hayes was in the news. Let's see why. Well, Isaac was in the news. Isaac Hayes, 1996, August the 28th. He co-wrote Sam and Dave's classic Soul Man, a great song. Well, he wasn't happy on this date in 1996. He sent a protest letter to presidential candidate Bob Dole, requesting that Dole stop using his song, which supporters had changed the lyrics to "I'm a Dole Man. I'm a Dole Man." Na 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 na. No, Isaac didn't like that. Can't use Soul Man and change it into Dole Man, because you know why you can't? Because it ruins a great song. It ruins this song. The real song, Soul Man. Sam and Dave take us into the bottom of the hour news. 6:27 on the first shift. Wednesday morning, going to be 85 degrees. Some sunshine on the way a little bit later on this morning and today. All right, 6:29 here at WRMN. We're sitting at 71, heading for 85.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide, with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Crudan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America, N.A.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 pitches, 2 balls and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid.
Dansby drives one in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone. A 2-run homer for Dansby Swanson.
Cubs radio with the call on last night's 9-5 win in Pittsburgh. Justin Steele 5-5 with the win. He struck out 6 over 5 full. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago and San Francisco now both 5.5 games out of the last NL wild card. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
You never know what or who you'll hear from on the first shift with me, Marky B. Like Tim Skoning, a WRMN news reporter back in the 1960s.
The jingles you all played, they were purchased by Dick Sutter. He was at some radio convention. He came back with this reel. I remember them playing that in the studio. We were so excited. We thought we were network now. And it's the same jingles today.
That's great.
Every time I hear them, I get excited about it.
I'm sure.
It was a lot of fun.
Fun times on the first shift, right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Hey, 6:34. As the first shift rolls on here at WRMN on this kind of mild morning, 71 degrees outside. And wind's not a big factor, although I do see the leaves fluttering just a bit here on Douglas Avenue as we get the day started. Hope you are feeling okay today. Let's see. Got lots of news stories to share with you. A little bit of First Shift 411. I got to tell you a little bit about America's First Responders Fest. And make sure it's top of mind as we are about 10 days out. Who's a good candidate for our dunk tank? Huh? Because we moved the event up 3 weeks from last year. We actually have a dunk tank scheduled to be there. Keep in mind, it was an oversight of mine last night when I was at my meeting, and I had a chance at the Elgin Township Republicans meeting to promote the event, and I forget to talk about the kids' activities. I always talk about the bands because I'm all psyched up about the bands, Deacon Frost and Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones, and Jimmy Nick playing the blues late in the afternoon, then Junkyard Groove, a good band to finish our show between 5:30 and 7. Fired up about the food trucks, of course. Golden Eagle hot dogs and Cesaroni, and thanks Phil Cesaroni, he's been a part of this since the start. Other food trucks include Sammy's Mexican Grill. You'll have Mexican food and margaritas to choose from, or both. You don't have to make a choice. Choose both. RK's Barn Grill will be out to serve the beverages that day. And Belly's, a new food truck that serves barbecue, pork, things of that nature. Belly's. So some great food choices for you that day. Make sure you bring a little money for a nice lunch for yourself in the middle of the afternoon. JP's got a car show. John Polero. And boy, JP's laying down the law. I kind of accidentally ran into his Facebook page last night. JP Car Shows, and John was talking about all the things you should do if you want to have a top-notch car at a JP Car Show and have a chance to win an award. Maybe we'll review that this morning with Larry Jones, see what Larry's got to say about that. I see Larry wiping off his car at the car shows. And a lot of the things that John said you should not have, I completely violate when I bring the hippie van out. No cups. What were some of the things? You shouldn't have cups laying around in your car. Okay. So we'll talk maybe about that later and joke around about it a little bit. It's 6:37 here at WRMN on this Wednesday morning. America's First Responders Fest. I think I'm going to bring the hippie van out. We should have a great car show, and don't forget about the 5K. Don't forget about the 5K. We need you. I did remember to mention that last night when I promoted the event. Go to our website, afrfest.org, or you can go to WRMN1410.com and click on the AFR Fest link on the top right-hand side of the page. It'll take you to the web page. Be sure to take a moment and take a look at all of the great supporters of our festival, and maybe think about supporting them, because they are the ones that make it possible. Without our great partners, we would not be able to have a festival and pay tribute to our great first responders. So we'll pay tribute to the veterans at noon, law enforcement, fire and firefighters, emergency management later in the day, public works. That's right, I think Public Works is going to get some acknowledgement that day for all they do for us every day during snowstorms. And I always think of snowstorms, but there's so many other things they do. And we'll have our opening ceremonies at about 11 o'clock, pay tribute to 9/11. Have our honor guard and our national anthem, and hopefully, we haven't locked in a national anthem singer yet, so I have maybe Shannon in mind. She sang for us last year. I'm not sure if she's available, but I may reach out to her today and see if she's possibly available to sing for us our national anthem at about 11 a.m. right after our 5K, right after we give away our 20 medals for our 5K winners, 10 on the women's side and 10 on the men's side. We'll run down the trail at Panton Mill Park and the Fox River. And runners this time will get to run through the classic cars, both at the beginning and at the very end of the 5K fun run. September 7th, a week from Saturday. If you could be there for part of the day, we'd love to have you. Or the entire day. You can camp all day long if you want to. There'll be plenty to keep you all through the day. But yes, kids' activities we do have. Face painting is going to be available for the kids that day. There will be face painting, a dunk tank. We're looking for dunkies. I think we have maybe one or two from the Elgin Police Department. We have State Representative Dan Ugasti has agreed to jump in for a while. He showed up at the meeting last night. He was reminded that he participated in the dunk tank, or he agreed to participate in the dunk tank. And as he was walking out the door, I said, by the way, I scheduled you for all 4 hours. I don't think he believed me, and he probably shouldn't have. But the dunk tank's going to be there from noon to 4. We're going to have a train that rolls around the park for the kids to ride on. So it is a kids' event as well. Face painting, dunk tank, little train to ride on. The Elgin Police Department bouncy house is going to be out there. So there are things for kids to do too. So bring the kids, bring the grandkids. And come on out to the event. All right, it is 6:41 here at WRMN on this Wednesday morning. Let's check some news stories for a few minutes here and then get into our first shift staff meeting. What do I have in the news today? Yes, this Elgin Police Department update to an officer-involved non-fatal shooting. The Elgin Police Department has received notification from the outside law firm that the city retains by ordinance that their independent internal investigation has concluded. Their findings state that based upon a review of all body-worn camera footage, police reports and information provided by the Illinois State Police Public Integrity Task Force, and the findings from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, that all Elgin Police Department policies were followed and the use of force by Officer Camacho in the middle of the night that night was justified and reasonable. It took place on January 13th. Camacho responding to a call reporting a suicidal subject. The investigation revealed that upon arriving on the scene at 1:28 a.m., Officer Camacho was directed inside the residence by the caller for assistance with a 29-year-old male subject. I guess a roommate of the suicidal individual called the police and requested that they come to the house. Officer Camacho was directed, as I mentioned, inside the residence. He entered the residence and observed the subject with obvious wounds to his neck and torso area. When Officer Camacho attempted to assist, the subject began struggling. The subject then obtained a knife and began stabbing himself before turning his attention to Officer Camacho while still armed with the knife. As the subject approached, Camacho discharged his firearm, wounding the subject. Camacho secured the subject and then began to administer aid. The subject was transported to an area hospital where he was listed in stable condition. So it was non-fatal. There was a shooting, but the officer did what he had to do to protect himself and to probably protect Camacho from himself, even though he shot him. If he wouldn't have, Camacho may have attacked himself more. The subject, rather, did I say Camacho? The subject may have wounded himself more. The subject transported to an area hospital and stable. Under departmental policy, Officer Camacho was transported to a local hospital as well, but he was fine. Camacho was placed on paid administrative leave while the independent investigation was conducted by the Illinois State Police Public Integrity Task Force. And the Elgin Police Department released the body-worn camera video footage of the incident February the 9th. We played a pretty good piece of that for you, I believe, on February the 10th here on the first shift. It is still available. I'm not sure there's a need to play it again at this point. But the officer was cleared of any possible wrongdoing. And I guess he can be reinstated to duty now if he hasn't already been. So I'm sure we'll get a report on that from the chief on Friday morning. Friday morning's coming in a hurry, 2 days from now. 9 a.m. this Friday morning. It's Fridays with the Finest. Chief Anilali is in, badge 240. If you live around the Sunset Park area here in Elgin, you may have seen some things going on last night. Maybe Dynamite Denise did. Maybe Gary Dice heard some sirens. I'm not sure. He's down the road on Melrose, but it did make Facebook last night that there was something going on, and quite a few squads and emergency-type vehicles from the Elgin Police Department showing up on the scene. I don't know of the exact address. Nothing was put on the Elgin Police Department Facebook page, but we found out about it on social media last night after I got home from my meeting, that something was going down in Sunset Park, which is right off of Lillian on the near west side, on the south side of Lillian. And so I did reach out to Elgin PIO, Mike Martino. He's the information officer for the Elgin Police Department. And Mike did respond right away. Thank you, Mike. Responding that it looked like it was a domestic-related or landlord-tenant dispute. Domestic-related or landlord-tenant dispute. And it was resolved. It didn't take a whole long time, according to Martino. And it may have had some intoxicated parties involved. Believe it or not. So there may be a landlord that have gone to the house. Perhaps the tenant was intoxicated. I don't know. That's just me speculating. But maybe some drunkenness or intoxication involved, escalating the incident a little bit in Sunset Park last night. But nothing on the Elgin Police Department Facebook page, so I guess it wasn't anything serious enough or that qualified for the police to post something about it. 647 here at WRMN, but thanks for responding, Mike Martino, the public information officer for Elgin last night. Monday night we had a Streamwood fire. No injuries reported in a late night house fire in Streamwood. Officials estimate caused $80,000 in damage. Firefighters called to a two-story single-family house on the 100 block of Gray Fox Court at about 10:15 p.m. Heavy fire was reported showing from the rear of the home, where the fire is believed to have originated. Fire officials said the cause of the fire remains under investigation, but described the damage as significant. I would say $80,000 is pretty significant. 648 here at WRMN, AM 1410. WRMN Radio on YouTube. We'll cover some more stories when Larry gets in. Next hour, let's focus on our staff meeting for just a couple of minutes. And in fact, let's go ahead and do our Comfort Keepers call to action right now. Comfort Keepers of Elgin, a leading provider of in-home, non-medical care for seniors and other adults in need of assistance with daily activities. Comfort Keepers of Elgin. And before we go any further and get into the beginning of our staff meeting a little bit, let's quickly hear a message from Comfort Keepers of Elgin.
And we're back with WCK, Comfort Keepers Radio. So, Julianne, what got you interested in Comfort Keepers?
Mom passed. We were concerned about Dad being alone.
And Phil, what's it like to have a caregiver around?
Well, it's great. They help me get ready for the day and drive me wherever I need to go.
And I heard you guys are cooking together, too.
I'm learning.
It's been a huge relief knowing someone's there.
Learn more at ComfortKeepers.com.
Good to have Comfort Keepers on board with us here at WRMN AM 1410. WRMN Radio on YouTube. You ever want to sponsor a segment, be a partner of ours on the morning show? We have a nice, good core of local listeners that are movers and shakers in the area every day. Please reach out to us. You can sponsor any one of the segments that takes place on the morning show, and you get mentioned a lot, like Image 360 in South Elgin, 506 Sundown. They bring us our Image 360 information line. Comfort Keepers brings us the call to order. Reach out to me and I will get it taken care of or get you in the right hands. It's Mark at WRMN1410.com. That's Mark at WRMN1410.com. Love to have your business as a part of the first shift. All right, let's see. So let's go to the information line for just a moment. Image 360 on Sundown Road at 506 Sundown in South Elgin, providing us with banners, stickers, magnets, and more, and they can provide a lot for you too. Because at Image 360, they are your expert source for comprehensive custom signs and graphics. Bold solutions, exceptional support. It's Image 360. And on the Image 360 information line this morning, we say good morning first to Linda Carter. At 12:01, LC checked in, and she sent 18 prayers to our prayer scoreboard to get us started today on the prayer scoreboard. 18 from LC. Good morning, Linda Carter. She watches the show quite often on YouTube in her living room. Puts it on the big screen TV. There's many ways to listen or view the show. I'll get better at moving and making different things a part of the camera shot as time goes on. Matt does a really nice job of navigating through some websites during his show. Sonar does a really nice job when he produces Tammy's show. When Tammy's talking about something, Sonar is throwing some things up there for you to see if you're watching it on YouTube. Talk time with Tammy in the afternoons from 2 to 4. Give it a whirl. Give it a go. Listen to Tammy. She's in Nashville, but she had all the ladies on her show yesterday. It's like watching the opening video, the opening music from the Partridge Family. I mean the Brady Bunch, excuse me, the Brady Bunch, where you see all the families in a little square. That's how the Zoom picture looked yesterday with Tammy, Nancy, Becky, and Mary. That's Friends. That's the Friends part of Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Weekdays 2 until 4 here at WRMN. But yeah, I'll get better with some of the graphics as time goes on. Let me just try to perfect what I'm doing here first. But right now you're getting me. But Linda Carter watches me in the mornings here at WRMN. We got Fernando checking in. Nando checked in this morning at 2:45. He says, good morning and happy Wednesday, everyone. Enjoy your day. Lots of smiles from Nando. Hey, Nando, thanks for listening. He lives on the near west side, right on National Street. We got CK checking in this morning, comforting Kathleen. She's outside right now, hanging with Larry Jones and Anna the Chairman, Director of Foreign Affairs, and Gregarious Gina. They're all on the Honkers log this morning. Studio 14 Naked Eye Cam activated this morning at 5:36. And we've had two other passers-by. Friend of Brenda at 6:01. She's over in the Hut this morning. If you want to go visit Friend of Brenda, the Hut is the itty-bitty convenience store right next to Eaton's Redwood Inn here in downtown Elgin. And I saw Badge 245 run by the radio station. He did not give me the morning salute today. He ran right past me. Badge 245 is out running Jim Lally. 6:54 here at WRMN. Good morning to Sensational Shelley. She says, good morning, Mark and Larry. What a beautiful day it's going to be. The thought for the day. Good friends help you find important things when you have lost them. Things like your smile. Things like your hope. Things like your courage. The sensational one, filling us with optimism every day. Sending 9 prayers to our prayer scoreboard. Guess who's back? Jose's back. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Downtown Jose is back for the first time since the passing of his father. He's out at the executive table now, so we'll get an update on how Jose is doing. He's looking for a job. If you want to hire Downtown Jose, he will work hard for you. Let me know. I'll hook you up. We'll see if he's had any luck in that department yet. 6:55 here at WRMN on this Wednesday morning. All right, we'll go to YouTube to check on some of your comments next hour as we get things going with Larry Jones in our first shift. But in the meantime, let's see what else happened on this day in music history. And we'll take you into the top of the hour with a song. This day in music history, we had 1948. It was the birthday of Danny Seraphine. Is that how you say his last name? Danny Seraphine was born, known as the original drummer and founding member of the rock band Chicago. It was a tenure which lasted from February of 1967 to May of 1990. And I really didn't cue up the song that I meant to for Chicago this morning. I did cue up a good song, so let's go ahead and play what I have queued up. But I think I'll cue up another song which might do a better job of showing you the talents of Danny Seraphine later on this morning as he celebrates birthday number 76 today. From a great band, Chicago, he was a part of the band from 1967 to May of 1990. This is Chicago. Not one of the early songs, but one of the good songs. It's the first shift at 6:56. Baby, what a big surprise.
Right before my very eyes, I thought that you were only faking it. And like before my heart was taking it. Baby, what a big surprise. Right before my very eyes. Oh, 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 oh. Yesterday it seemed to me my life was nothing more than wasted time. But here today is something changed my mind. Baby, what a big surprise. Right before my very eyes. Oh, oh, just to be alone was a little more than I could take. You had to stay. Ooh, hold me in the morning, let me in the afternoon. Help me find my way. Now and then, just like before, I think about the love I've thrown away. But now it doesn't matter anyway. Baby, what a big surprise. Right before my very
Twin Zeros, located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, serves traditional gyros as well as its award-winning chicken gyros on a pita. Twin Zeros has a diverse menu that includes barbecue ribs, chicken dinners, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, cheeseburgers, and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. That's Twin Zeros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois.
For an absolutely amazing meal and attentive, smiling staff, try Red Ox Restaurant and Bar in Hampshire. They have a delicious Friday night fish fry. There's so many great dishes on the menu that'll keep you returning. Try their savory French onion soup. Then for your main course, choose from a wide variety of steaks and chops, fried chicken, shrimp, or juicy prime rib, done just the way you like it. Red Ox also has daily specials and a full bar for you and your friends. Visit redoxhampshire.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Dansby drives one in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone! A two-run homer for Dansby Swanson.
Cubs radio with the call on last night's 9-5 win in Pittsburgh. Justin Steele 5-5 with the win. He struck out 6 over 5 full. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago and San Francisco now both 5.5 games out of the last NL wild card. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 pitches, 2 balls and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300.
$100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply.
Member FDIC.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TER.
Is it noon already? Take your lunch hour up a notch with Out to Lunch from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on WRMN 1410 AM. Unwind with the perfect blend of soothing sounds and lighthearted conversations that'll make every bite taste better. Whether you're in office or out on the town, let us serve up the best in radio company. Stream on the go with our app on Google and Apple. Because lunchtime is your time. Out to Lunch every day from 12 to 2 on WRMN 1410 AM, the talk of the town.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you. The faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today.
WRMN AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube as we get things started out this hour on the first shift with the Beach Boys. I'm Radio's Marky B, joined by local legend Larry Jones. And the Beach Boys got me all fired up, Larry.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah?
That's a good song.
I haven't played that one in a while.
I never really liked Van Halen's version of it.
I actually thought David Lee Roth did a pretty good job.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought, and I didn't watch a lot of music videos, but I thought the music video for it was good. But
with David Lee Roth?
Yeah, but I thought the Beach Boys version was better.
On I can't remember the video of David Lee Roth's version, but I can imagine it had a lot of California girls.
It did, and kind of a stretched out something and surfboard. It was all kind of a set at the beach motif, and yeah, it wasn't bad, but
yeah,
it wasn't the real thing.
But that song I just played, the Beach Boys' original version of California Girls, didn't really need to be redone.
No,
it was good enough on its own. Like some songs, like back from the '60s, the originals. They did better when they were spiced up and sped up a little bit.
I know, but not that.
That one didn't really.
No. It would be like covering Proud to Be American by Lee Greenwood.
Yeah.
You leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah. The Beach Boys in the news, I guess, on this day in music history. Let's see why.
Yeah, why?
Why? That's the question. 1965, California Girls was at number 3 on the U.S. singles chart. The single peaked at number 3, I guess. The music for the song came from Brian Wilson's first LSD experience.
Really? You know, that doesn't seem like a song that would be generated from some type of mind-altering drug, does it?
No.
Seems like something that we'd pen while you're sitting around the beach looking at...
California Girls.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe he was, but he was on LSD at the time, too.
Could have been.
Wilson recorded the Beach Boys' vocals using Columbia's new 8-track recorder, allowing Mike Love's lead vocals to be triple-tracked, and the group's vocals spread over 3 more. California Girls was the first Beach Boys recording to feature vocals from Bruce Johnston, who had joined the group to substitute for Wilson on concert tours.
Yeah, he wouldn't go.
He'd rather stay home and do some LSD?
Well, he had become a real recluse and wasn't comfortable out. He also, I think it was during that time, he wanted to compose on a beach, but he didn't want to go to the beach because of people, so he filled like one of his rooms in his house with sand.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now we are seeing some signs of LSD.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. 7:12 here at WRMN. If I wanted a beach feeling, I don't think I'd put sand in my bedroom because I don't like the feeling of sand.
I don't think it was bedroom. I think it was like maybe a living room. So the bedroom would be stupid, Mark. But the living room would be great.
He never tracked sand into the bedroom.
No.
That's the worst when you track sand in your house.
I would think so, too. But not if you want it there. Then it's part of the plan, the grand plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever take a bite out of sand before, like you got in your sandwich somehow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awful. That's a terrible feeling.
It is kind of. And anything that's not the texture you think should be, in like an eggshell that ends up in something or something. Yeah. I don't like it. I always am the worst case imaginable that it could be. Whatever, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But spitting your food out on your plate is not exactly not exactly appealing to if there's any others around you.
No, for some reason it takes away from the moment. I don't know why. People are so strange.
Yeah. It's only food.
Yeah.
It's only my mouth.
Speaking of food and mouth.
Yeah.
Comforting Kathleen brought us Chuckles today.
Chuckles, yeah.
How can you go bad?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anna said she'd never had them.
They feel fresh.
They weren't big in Germany, apparently.
They feel squishy.
They're squishy.
I haven't had Chuckles in a long, long time.
I gave her back the black one. I don't like dark chocolate. I mean, black licorice. I don't like.
Yeah, is that what that one tastes like?
So I gave her back. She said I didn't. I don't know.
190 calories per package.
For the whole package, though.
So that's, let's see, 5 into 190. That's 38 calories.
Yeah, and so I gave one back. So mine was 38 less. So I'm really ahead.
Yeah, you ate the rest of them?
I did.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't have anything else. I kind of wanted something.
Aren't they like super balls of sugar, basically?
Could be.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Sure, if you're going to talk about them like that, they don't sound healthy. If you're going to talk like that.
When I was a kid, I mean, I know they had Chuckles at the convenience store at the counter.
Yes.
I don't think Chuckles was one of my favorites. I don't think I would go and say, I'm going to give me some Chuckles.
No, me either. That would be more like a default kind of thing that would be like today if somebody gives it to you. You know?
Well,
I mean, I don't buy. But when I'm in the checkout line at Jewel and they have that stuff there hoping you'll look at it, never once am I swayed by saying, look, they have Chuckles.
No, me neither.
But a Snickers, I have to be pretty firm because They might just leap in a bag or something.
I was always a Starburst guy.
Really?
I loved Starburst as a kid, yeah.
Oh. How about Good and Plenty? Did you ever have Good and Plenty? It's all licorice. I didn't like that either.
No, I don't like those.
How about Chunky Bars? That's probably before your time.
Chunky Bars?
Chunkies.
It's like
they have raisins and nuts, and it's like more of a block of chocolate. It was okay.
I'd rather have a Kit Kat.
Who wouldn't like to have a Kit Kat? I'm kind of between.
Kit Kats are great.
Well, they're chocolate and a cookie-like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All your food groups are covered.
As I've gotten older, I don't really hit the candy aisle much anymore, but I like, you know what? I mean, to this day, and I never really hardly ever get them, but once in a long while, I'll grab a little thing of Tic Tacs, the white Tic Tacs.
Yeah, me too.
I like those. I like the way they taste. I mean, they're not just minty to me. They taste pretty good.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I think of them as a treat. I think I have them because you might need them or something like that.
What about Skittles?
I like those.
Yeah, I like Skittles.
I like jelly beans.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
I do. I think I'm seeing a pattern of like sugary stuff. But my vice, chocolate. It really is.
It's a lot of people's vice.
It is my vice, chocolate. Chocolate-covered peanuts. I like them a lot. M&M peanuts. You know those big family packs?
Yeah.
Families. You shouldn't.
Who needs a whole family to eat?
Yeah, who needs a family to eat that? Give me that. Give me that in an NFL game.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't have them. I cannot have them.
You'll eat the whole box?
Could. It could happen.
Well, I was going to put these Chuckles in the emergency kit for the winter time.
Yeah.
But now I'm so fascinated that I think I'm going to have to pop them open and at least have one.
Well, I think
maybe not during the show because it's one of those that makes your teeth all sticky, doesn't it?
No, they don't. They
don't?
No, they're not sticky like a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You could, like a break or something. You could play a song and eat one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's 7:16 here on the first shift on this Wednesday morning. The heat's finally out of here a little bit today.
Yeah.
Pretty hot day yesterday, wouldn't you say?
Baby. It was hot.
One of the hotter ones we've had. Probably the hottest one of the whole summer, right?
Probably, and certainly that temperature heat index or whatever made it even worse.
Yeah.
It was a pretty intense day.
I don't usually think of the heat index.
No, me either. I do think of wind chill, though.
You do?
I do. I don't buy into that temperature heat index, but I do buy into wind chill.
I think the heat index factor actually made a difference yesterday.
Yeah. Well, factor in the humidity.
Because it was like usually when it's like 95 and there's a heat index value, it's like 100.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was like 95, heat index 110.
I know.
What's the difference there? That much more humidity in the air?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have a Studio 14 person that knows that.
A meteorologist?
Well, I don't know if we can afford a meteorologist, but maybe someone that. But it's got to be real. It can't be somebody who would just call up and make up stuff. We can do that.
Yeah.
We have done that. We don't need somebody for that.
Maybe just one meteorology lesson.
Yeah, maybe one semester.
We'll have a guest once a month that talks about the weather and what all the different things mean, like barometric pressure.
It could be part of our learning series. You know what I mean? Like, what are we covering for June? We're going to cover meteorology for June.
Yeah.
July, astronomy. Just
wow.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a learning thing.
Mark and Larry's learning experience.
That's right. All part of the Get Smart program.
7:18, so only 85 today.
Yeah.
Did you see did you have much rain in Huntley last night?
Well, no, we had none.
None, yes.
Overnight we had a little.
Okay.
Because I heard the thunder again during the nighttime, and when my car was wet and stuff was wet.
Yeah.
But earlier I got about 4 different messages from people saying, is it raining by you? It's really lightning here. And I went outside and looked, and I could look straight up and I could see stars, but I could look east and south, and it was like a fireworks display. It was crazy.
We had a big cloud of lightning right in front of our house.
It's really neat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The neighbors across the street, and I'm glad they still have them, have big trees in their backyard. I'm a tree guy. Fan of big old trees. So the best part of the lightning show from the cloud we were looking at was a little bit blocked by the trees. It was kind of lower in the sky, off to the south.
Yeah.
But it was still very cool. And it was lightning that wasn't really coming down out of the clouds, was it? It wasn't like lightning striking the ground or anything like that.
No, it was just Although occasionally, some of it almost looked like heat lightning.
Yeah.
When you were in Texas, you probably saw heat lightning a lot. Lightning, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just in the clouds going.
That's what it was, I think.
Yeah, it seemed like it. It seemed like it. So, but that storm that blew up about 6 maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
It got really dark and the wind kind of changed, but we didn't get anything from that either.
Are you, this is a sign of age, I think. Are you like proud of yourself when you proactively do something and it pays off? And if you wouldn't have done it, you would have been mad that you didn't do it. It happened to me last night.
Like what?
I was working here till about 5. And then I went to the Jewel for a minute. And then I went home. And I went to an Elgin Township Republicans meeting. But I had about half hour before I had to go to that meeting. And
it's close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I think we need to take the tents down tonight from the party that occurred on Saturday here. They were still up.
Yes.
And at the time, it didn't look very threatening. The sun was still out. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, maybe it's not even going to hit here. But we took the tents down. And then when I got back from the meeting, Lorraine was like, I'm glad we took the tents down because the wind did pick up here for a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was an umbrella on the picnic table that like blew out of the picnic table.
Oh, wow. You're covered. Those canopy things could have been
Canopies would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that? Good job.
Thanks. The small things you get proud of yourself about in this day and age.
It doesn't take much.
No. 721, I'd be proud if we had some phone calls today.
We should have some.
You
I don't
think?
know what we're... Quality. I mean...
Good quality phone calls?
Sometimes I'll just take about anything, but quality calls, maybe thought-provoking. A little thought-provoking would be good.
Thought-provoking calls?
Wouldn't you think so? Maybe something that would make other people share their experiences and or thoughts.
Yeah.
You don't sound excited by it like I am.
Yeah, I am.
No, it was kind of...
I'm trying to think and be excited at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about some of the quality conversation we've had lately has been about like the homeless.
Yes, I know.
Situation here. And Jen Keller from PADS was my guest for a few minutes yesterday. Not really here to talk about that. She was talking about a fundraiser. But while she was here, I asked her, because I sent her the video of that guy.
Right.
And she said she saw him, and she says she there is no waiting list at PADS right now, and that guy might be one if he has the right, if we know his full story, and it doesn't involve sexual deviance in his past or something like that. I mean, because you can't be a sex offender,
of course,
and go to PADS.
Right.
There's certain things you have to do to go to PADS. If he qualifies from all that, and he said he had his Social Security card, and he said he had ID and things like that, that he would be a candidate to go to PADS. And it's not just a nighttime place.
It isn't.
No.
Huh?
It's a 24-hour place.
I didn't know.
So that might be the place that guy should try.
I know.
So maybe we'll have to track him down if David Tease hasn't come up with a better idea.
If he wants to.
Yeah, if he wants to.
Yeah.
Well, he said that PADS is far away, but we could get him to PADS.
Of course.
And he also said that he thought it was a night shelter.
Right.
Which he's wrong about that.
Right.
So there you go. We're finding solutions, buddy. At 7:23, Mrs. Bossman called and she hung up.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she only waited like 2 minutes.
And you
got to have more patience than that.
You're underestimating the value of her time, Mark. You might be. Could it be all the time she had was 2 minutes for us today, and we wasted it?
Yeah.
That can happen.
Wow. Feel bad now.
Oh, me too.
We got to get callers on within 2 minutes of the time they call.
Yeah. That's right. We're off. If they don't answer me within 2 minutes, I'm going to another station.
Yeah. I'll take my story to WGN.
They'll like it more.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on their I'm on their premier list.
724 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. I've checked nothing so far on YouTube this morning.
Yes.
So we're going to do this together today, Larry.
Wow.
No Nickname John's in the house.
Okay.
He says, good morning, First Shifters. Today is National Cherry Turnover Day.
You like things like that? Would I not eat it? Well, of course I would eat it.
Yeah.
They're not my favorite. 2 reasons.
Okay.
One, I don't like all the air that's in them. Like the puff part of it, you know what I mean?
Is it like a pizza? It's like a pizza puff thing with cherry stuff in it. It's like a pie, right?
No, I thought they were more like turnover kind of where they're like poofier.
Okay.
Which that I don't like. I would rather have it be like a firm kind of thing. But I might be wrong. I flunked pastry identification.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Did you take that as a freshman in college?
Yes, I did.
Yes. I took soccer. Underwater basket weaving, pastry identification.
Anything. Just give me something. I need to get the GPA. Get me something.
Yeah. 7:25. Let's see. National Cherry Turnover Day. I went to the store and I bought one cherry and some sound equipment, says no nickname John. I bought a bing, bought a boom.
See? That's not bad.
Bought a bing, bought a boom.
Yeah. A Bing cherry.
Okay.
That's a kind of cherry. So he bought a Bing and musical like a boom box.
Okay. Bought a bing, bought a boom.
There you go.
Please be quiet.
This needs to stop now.
Shut up!
See? I thought it wasn't bad.
You liked it?
Well, I don't get to
So you'd give it a higher grade than I would today on the 1 to 10 scale.
Well, you're a hardliner about these things.
Yeah.
Mark. You're a little tough on them.
Well, how did you come up with, from National Cherry Turnover Day, I bought a cherry and some sound equipment?
Well, it's cherry. You don't have to have everything. He took cherry and included it. I think that's enough.
Okay.
I think you're setting the bar a little high.
I'm only giving it a 5.
All right.
Sounds like you're going to give it about a 7 or 8.
I don't know. 8, I don't know.
8's kind of strong.
8, you almost have to like have a kind of a robusto chuckle out of it. And
Yeah.
I just was like, witty. I gave it a witty 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
7:26 here at WRMN. The Big Boss Man checks in. Good morning, Marky B and Larry. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Between No Nickname John and the Big Boss Man, we have 25 prayers or so for our prayer scoreboard.
We're often praying.
That's 25.
Is it?
Yeah. We're up to 50 on the prayer scoreboard. Becky Blue checks in. Good morning and happy Wednesday, my friends. Have an awesome day with plenty of sunshine from me to you, Becky Blue. Sending 10 prayers to our 10 rays of sunshine to us. The Soto family checks in this morning. Hector, Ninny Rose, Jeremiah, Uncle Boom Boom, they're in the house today. Great to have them in the house with us. Linda Carter checks in. Good morning, first shifters. Have a blessed day on Wednesday morning. Good morning, Larry J.
Hey, Linda.
Welcome back to Wednesday. Have a blessed day. Certified checks in with 4 exclamation marks this morning. That bell sounds terrible.
Yeah, I think we need to get
It's time for a new bell.
I don't know, or get it refurbed, maybe.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the ring it used to.
No. It doesn't ring a bell.
I want a new bell. One that rings like it should. The words of Huey Lewis.
Yes, I know.
Dennis D. Not So Young says, good morning, have a great day. Every night he sends me a text that says, go Cubs.
Really?
When the Cubs game
They
starts.
won big last night, buddy.
9-5.
I know.
They've actually scored, well, they only scored 2 runs on Sunday, but other than that one game, their last 4 games, they've scored 44 runs.
Yeah.
14-2, 18, and 9.
I know.
All or nothing for the
Do
Cubs.
you see how good they'd be doing if I could get my principle in where you bankroll your points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would really mess up baseball.
It really
though.
would, but it would. I like that.
We got to start tonight down 5-0?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not for you, it's for the fans. Move along.
Let's see. Crazy Kathy checking in. So thanks everybody for checking in today. It's 7:29 here at WRMN AM 1410. And we have Ophelia checking in. She says, I like Snickers and Twinkies.
Oh.
So thanks for chiming in.
I think Twinkies are kind of, to me, they're like a fallback.
I like Twinkies.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, I would never want to. If you gave me a choice, it would be a Hostess cupcake.
It would?
Yeah. Jeez, how loud
I can't figure out a way to turn that down today. So
Really? Wow.
I better come up with some different
That
music
was really
for us.
cooking there.
Yeah, yeah, it was. 7:29, cupcakes for you, Twinkies for me, I think.
Do we have to hit
Yeah, bottom of the hour news is coming up here.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and hit that.
Alrighty.
It's 7:30, then we'll come back and talk about some news stories. And join us at 847-931-1410. It's a first shift with me, Mark, and Larry, and this is WRMN. Good morning.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America, N.A.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Roster cut-down day in the NFL. Tuesday, teams had to get down to 53 players on the active roster. A couple of notable cuts for Chicago. Quarterbacks Brett Rippey and Austin Reed. Offensive lineman Larry Borum is on injured reserve. So is defensive lineman Jacob Martin. Both designated to return. They'll be eligible to come off the list after Week 4. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 pitches, 2 balls and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid. The Cubs beat the Pirates 9-5 Tuesday. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago and San Francisco now both 5.5 games out of the last NL wild card. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and first shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target. You try to hit that bullseye and you zone in on it. It moves a little to the left and it moves a little to the right. I don't know. I'd say we hit a bullseye. I don't know how that could have been any better.
Working together to make Elgin better. We are WRMN AM 1410, serving the local community since 1949.
so hard to please. But look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Give us Salvation Army band.
7:35. I didn't know Simon and Garfunkel did a version of Hazy Shade of Winter.
Paul Simon wrote it.
He did?
I think so. Yeah.
Didn't somebody else do it besides the Bangles?
I don't know that. I just know that that Susanna Hoffs heard their version and came back and said to the group, we should do this song. I like their version better.
Well, I mean, if you hear this version of it. This sounds like you could do a better version of it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know Simon and Garfunkel did this. Not the only reason I played this Simon and Garfunkel song is because it was in the news on this day in music history. August 28th, 1968. Simon and Garfunkel started a 5-week run at number 1 on the UK album chart with an album called Bookends. The duo's 4th studio album featured America, Mrs. Robinson, and A Hazy Shade of Winter. So, you like Mrs. Robinson? It's not one of my favorites either.
No.
So, we wouldn't have liked that album then, Larry.
No, I probably wouldn't have. Not. You're probably right about that.
It's 7:35, 7:36. Welcome back to this Wednesday show.
That was kind of back, though, thinking about it. In the 60s, and maybe before, but as I think in the 60s, albums didn't always spawn more than like one hit. You know what I mean? That you might buy an album and there would be like one song that charted off of it.
Yeah.
You had to be a real fan to want to listen to all the other cuts of songs that maybe were never going to go anywhere. I wasn't that good of a fan, I think.
Generally,
yeah. That the albums didn't. Now, of course, if you get into like a Carole King Tapestry or the Rumors album, from Fleetwood Mac, or then or even Sport from Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Then you got a bunch of hits. That's a good value.
Yeah, and then if you got an album that only had one hit on it,
yes,
would you try hard to listen to the rest of the album?
Yes, I would. And try to like it.
Try to twist a song into a song you liked?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to seem like a goof.
Isn't it weird, though, how radio could impact whether you liked a song or not? If you listen to, let's say, All Right Now by Free, that might have been the only hit on that Free record or cassette tape or whatever. All Right Now by Free. And you could listen to all the rest of the songs on that Free tape and be like, nah, don't really come around. But if a radio station started to pick another one of those songs and played it over and over and over, you'd start to think, that must be a hit.
I agree.
I must be missing something here.
There was a certain validation for a song that came from the radio thinking it was good enough to play it. If it's good enough for them to play it, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, the disc jockeys, when I was young, they could make or break. They make or break any song. And I think maybe the program director decided the playlist. But if you heard it enough, pretty soon you're like, yeah, I know that song. I like that song.
Right.
And then you run into a friend, especially a girl, who might like a song, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's a good song. I like that song, too.
Well, yeah, so, but you could, and I've never been a guy that's liked a song usually the very first time I hear it. It's got to be something that I hear, it starts to wear on me in a good way.
Yeah, I think you're, now, I still can remember where I was the first time I remember hearing My Girl. I still remember where I was when I heard that song, and I knew I liked that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's unusual, I think.
847-931-1410. So we had an Elgin Police Department officer who was cleared of any...
Was it from a January shooting, right? Yeah.
I had seen the video of that back when it happened, when they released the footage from it. The officer, Camacho, went into a home at 1:28 in the morning on the far east side of Elgin. directed inside the residence by a caller, a roommate, I guess, and knew that the guy was kind of having a mental episode, let's say. Don't know if drugs or alcohol were involved, but it was a mental episode where he was threatening suicide, and when the officer showed up, he was stabbing himself with a knife.
Yeah.
Apparently, and he started to come after the officer with that knife. And so Camacho went ahead and shot him, but it was shot him in a spot that didn't kill him. So as the investigation took place, it was determined that the police officer followed all procedures, proper procedures.
Right.
And if you can, I mean, didn't you say, Larry, though, that when you use a gun as a police officer, you're told, or you're shooting to kill?
Well, he would have. You're shooting to stop whatever the threat is.
Yeah.
Had that, where did he shoot him? It says in the article, and I don't remember.
It does? Okay.
Yeah. But had he shot him, let's say in the hand, but then that subject came and stabbed him a bunch of times, then people would have, then you would have looked and said, why didn't you just shoot him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they went, and you know, we went through a lot of time, we went through a lot of instances where people were saying, well, why don't they shoot it out of his hand? Why don't they?
Right.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not really trained to shoot somebody in the foot or in the hand, or you only can shoot if you're justified to use deadly force. And if you have to do that, you need to incapacitate them. So usually that means like center mass, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just says he discharged his firearm, wounding the subject.
Yeah.
It doesn't say where.
I don't know where he shot him either. I mean, it's a tough thing. I mean, it's a tough thing because he came there to keep the man from doing harm to himself.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're looking and going, and it could have been maybe the guy thought, I don't need to keep stabbing myself. I'll make that fellow right there take care of this for me. You know, that suicide by cop kind of thing.
That'd be faster.
Yeah.
And a little less painful than me continuing to stab myself.
I know. Yeah. And you don't know. It's a tough situation. I'm glad the officer got cleared from it.
Yeah.
But, you know, as in all these investigations, they take a long time. They take a really long time.
Yeah. So has he been on probably leave this entire time then, right?
Yeah.
Since January.
Probably. Maybe they had him inside. Maybe it's gone on long enough they put him. I don't know. I don't know how the department handles it. They could have put him in a non-sensitive position doing something.
Yeah. Well, and he might have actually ended up protecting the guy from himself.
Yes.
Because that guy may have stabbed himself some more.
Right.
If you have the can't think of the right word, but the patience or the ability in that moment to shoot somebody knowing you're not really shooting him to kill, and you don't freak out and continue to shoot him, then it sounds like a really good move by the officer. It
has everything to do with whether the threat stops or not.
You can shoot one time, and you see that your shot made an impact. Then leave it alone at that point.
If you can. Now, as many times they teach you to double tap. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember the firearms instructor when I was at the academy said, I don't want you guys, if you have to shoot somebody, don't shoot and then wait to see if they're down. If you don't see them going down, you need to eliminate that issue. And so, yeah.
Well, so I guess maybe he'll be back to work here soon.
Sure.
You know, I always think it's interesting. The Elgin Police Department received notification of from the outside law firm the city retains by ordinance.
Yes.
That their independent internal investigation has concluded.
Right. They get everything out of house. You know.
This wasn't some independent state investigation. This was a firm that was hired by the city of Elgin to review this, right?
Well, I'm sure the state police did the investigation. That firm may have taken the data, and the state police, I'm sure they're really handling the criminal side. Is there a criminal issue there? But they conduct a thorough investigation, so the law firm may take all that data and then make a determination, even if it's not a criminal issue, did it fit the protocol and rules and regulations of the department. It's more the civil side of it. Sure, you probably, I mean, in some instances, yeah, you had the right to use deadly force, but did you do it in accordance with what we have set in place in the department?
Yeah.
Because you could be criminally okay and procedurally wrong. You don't have to break a law to get in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
7:45. We'll go to the phones. Take a couple of calls.
Right.
847-931-1410. The number to call if you want to join us here on the first shift. We have a call here from a name I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
So let's start with this caller. Good morning and welcome to the first shift.
Hey, good morning. I really enjoy listening to you guys. But I got to tell you, got my blood pressure up a little bit this morning with this shooting.
Okay.
And here's why. So if you've ever gone to the range and shoot, it's hard enough to hit a static target. Police officers aren't trained to shoot in the hand, shoot in the foot. That is complete Hollywood. It's just not possible on a moving target when you've got a young man who's trying to stab you. It's just not possible, in my opinion.
I don't think we made it sound like we thought it was possible either.
Well, I hope not, because that's how I took it.
No.
Then the other part of this is the officer did a phenomenal job. He truly did. But how is this different than Lieutenant Chris Jensen when a female was having an episode, a mental health episode, and high on drugs, and came out of a car with 2 knives? Lieutenant Jensen is still sitting at a desk over 4 years later.
Well, he was.
You know what I'm saying? Why is the Lieutenant Jensen shooting so much different than this shooting? And I got to believe it's race.
Well, it's an interesting look at it.
Well, I mean, Jensen was put on paid leave for a long time, right? Until he was cleared.
He's back on full duty, but he's not. I don't think he's working out on the street. That's what he's talking about.
That may have been to protect him.
It could be.
Because people know who he is.
Yeah.
I think though, but why is Officer Camacho going to be fine to go out on the street, and Lieutenant Jensen can't? He sits at a desk, and this was a lieutenant who went to the front of the line there to protect his own people because he was with a lot of young officers, and he didn't want that on them. And it was really it was a righteous decision, and he's treated horribly by the city, but now, city council is going to come out rah, rah, rah for Officer Camacho, which I think is phenomenal. But they should do the same for Lieutenant Jensen.
I think that, well, first of all, the story, and maybe they will put him back out on the streets doing patrol, but this story doesn't say he's going back out on patrol again. So I'm not sure if he'll be an administrator or work inside like Jensen did. But there also wasn't the public outcry.
No.
With Camacho, we saw the footage. It was inside a house. A roommate had called the police. And with this other situation, it was out in public. There was a public outcry. There were protests. There were all kinds of things that went on as a part of it.
I mean, and we're not saying right or wrong, but some of that is a result of so much public outcry and so much tension about it that maybe that sometimes drives the directions. Right or wrong? I'm not saying your look at it is wrong. I'm just saying sometimes there's outside influences that change how things work out.
Right, absolutely, Larry. But you were a chief of police. I mean, and a village administrator, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you could take the easy way out and vilify your employee, or you can stand behind your employee and say, no, this was justified. Lieutenant Jensen was cleared in 4 separate investigations. It's time to put him back. Let him go back to the job he loves to do.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for hearing me out, guys. I really do appreciate it. I listen every morning. I've never called.
Well, feel free to call. Feel free.
I enjoy listening to you two guys talk. I really do.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your call.
Yep.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah.
But maybe Jensen was given the option, I don't know, to work inside or go back into the streets.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe at that,
maybe Jensen, for his own protection, maybe he said, I'd rather work in administration now.
Maybe so. Maybe just,
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think it would be. I don't think it was personal protection. It might be professional protection. You know what I mean? To think, I just don't want to open the department up to more stuff about me, and you know what I mean. And I'll just, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, again, people have this notion, and that some police, maybe some police do think I'm just going to go shoot somebody. It's life altering. It's life altering.
Yeah.
If Lieutenant Jensen, I'm sure he wishes that whole morning, night, whatever, had never happened.
Sure.
Yeah. It was life altering. So.
And maybe, and this is just all speculation and talk, but maybe Camacho's shot just happened to hit the person that he shot at in the right spot to not kill him.
There's no question in my mind.
To not kill him. Where Jensen shot hit the spot that did kill.
There's no. Yeah. It shows it's like sometimes like a coin flip, isn't it? It is like a coin flip. How's this going to work out? Well, if I happen to hit him in the shoulder and it incapacitates him, yeah. No, it is. And the caller's right. You don't get taught to shoot like that. It's hard enough at the range in a situation where there's no adrenaline, nothing, to hit exactly where you're pointing. It's not easy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember reading, and I don't remember if it was New York City. It was a major police department that they would take their recruits and they would have to run a mile and then go in and shoot in the range so their heartbeat would be elevated, and their breathing would be elevated to put them more in a stressful situation. Because it's one thing to stand at the range.
Yeah.
It's one.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7:52 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. Taking some phone calls about whatever's on your mind.
Anything that's on your mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
John Prigge's on the line now, and he may want to talk about this situation. Let's see. Hey, John, good morning.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, John.
Yes, hey, I was going to bring up something that Mark brought up at the end, the big difference between the Lieutenant Jensen shooting and Officer Camacho is that there was a death with Lieutenant Jensen as compared to wounding the recipient of the bullets. Is that correct?
Yeah, he was only wounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And that is a big difference. And the one thing that I was calling about today that does tie in is that the city of Elgin has put out Facebook posts about the new civilian review board that they're actively seeking qualified applicants for. And I don't know where they're at with it. I know some names have been mentioned, but I thought it would be interesting to at least state what the civilian review board's primary functions are going to be. It's going to include reviewing and assessing the police department's efforts in promoting racial, gender, and cultural diversity in officer recruitment and training. And the board will provide an objective review of civilian complaints and the consistency of disciplinary measures imposed by the department. How does that sit with you, Larry?
Well, as a guy who certainly not on the scale of Elgin, but was a police executive, there's a part of you that looks up and thinks, it's just one more layer, I guess, and another look that either can confirm or distort things. And so I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how. I mean, as in everything, John, it has everything to do with who they have there, and if people come there with a clear mind and are willing to take in facts and make decisions, or if people come there with predetermined notions and are not going to take any facts in because they think they already know what should happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, and if they make whatever reviews they make,
it's not binding.
The chief still makes the final decision.
Of course. Yeah.
So I mean, is there, if they don't make an if they're not Captain Obvious with their reviews and they do something that's completely against the grain.
But it could. It could. We went through some time a few years ago where some decisions that were made would not coincide with rules and regulations or law, I believe, because people were so emotional about things. So you don't want that. Things shouldn't be done when emotions are
So when that happens, if a review like that happens, then the police chief says, no, that was done on emotion, that wasn't done on our policy. So.
But then you have the people from that committee then screaming, why are we even here?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I think it's a situation that I think this ties into the George Floyd issue. I think this is something that in part may be good for the police department and the citizens of Elgin. I think when I say it's going to be good, I mean it's going to be enlightening, because there are many, many people that have no idea what it's like to be a police officer. And as you alluded to, and as a previous caller did, you know, you get all wired and amped up and then have to hold a gun. Forget it. I mean, that's why a lot of people can't do it.
Right.
And the one thing that will always stick in my mind about that, I don't know how many years ago it was, Larry, but you may remember, there was a St. Charles police officer that was at the football field at St. Charles East High School. And he pulled over and he jumped out of his car and ran after some suspects. I don't know anything more about that. Do you remember that?
They were vandalizing or burglarizing a field house.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
And I knew him very well. I knew Dan very well.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think a lot of people don't realize you're in a car, you're stagnant, and then you have to jump out of that car and go into a full sprint.
Right.
And that's not just maybe just to go after vandals, and I'm not minimizing the call.
No.
But you may have to go after somebody who's got a weapon and has threatened to use it or has used it already.
Right.
How do you go from sitting behind a wheel and into a Jesse Owens sprint?
I know. I'm not making light of it. I never broke into a Jesse Owens-like sprint, John. I want you to know that. But I think it is one of the hazards. It's one of the hazards for people, firefighters, paramedics. Same thing. To go from being a total relaxation to big shots of adrenaline going through them. It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
No.
Yeah.
No. And he lost his life because of
He
that.
did. Yes. He was an Elgin kid. He grew up in Elgin.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I wish I'd been more up on it. But anyway, that's the situation. So I'm going to be watching, and I hope and pray that many citizens will be watching who's being put on the board, what's going to happen. I mean, it's probably going to be reported in the paper as time goes on if this group gets off the ground. What's going to happen, and I hopefully there's going to be more positives than negatives out of this.
Right. Properly applied, I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Properly applied.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, John. Well, thanks. We're inside the final minute here before we take our top of the hour break. But thanks for your thoughts.
You bet.
See you, John.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you.
Bye. All right, John Prigge's thoughts. Always good ones. And we head for the top of the hour here. We'll take your thoughts in hour two. Got a couple of calls if you'll hold past the break here. Got an open line or two at 847-931-1410. The Civilian Review Board. And a little police talk here on the first shift on this Wednesday. Heading for a high of 85. Sunshine on the way again today.
Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
Dine out with family and friends at Nick's Pizza in Elgin or Crystal Lake. Nick serves up award-winning thin crust and Chicago-style pizza. Eat in or carry out. In addition to Nick's fabulous pizza, let Nick's cater your events with pizza, pasta, Italian beef, and other delicious offerings. Their big banquet rooms can accommodate all your event needs. So, for great pizza in a Northwoods, cabin-style atmosphere, bring family and friends to Nick's. Visit nickspizzapub.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 pitches, 2 balls and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid.
Dansby drives one in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone! A 2-run homer for Dansby Swanson.
Cubs radio with the call on last night's 9-5 win in Pittsburgh. Justin Steele 5-5 with the win. He struck out 6 over 5 full. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago and San Francisco now both 5.5 games out of the last NL wild card. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
As grocery prices rise, take your family out to any of the Tommy's Red Hots location for great food at unbelievably low prices. There's 6 locations to serve you for both dine-in or carry-out. Tommy's has a diverse, delicious menu for you and your family with crispy pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and their famous hot dogs, plus so much more. Don't forget their scrumptious sides like mac and cheese bites. To see their menu and locations, visit Tommy'sRedHots.com today.
WRMN says thank you to all of our local veterans, like Jerry Christofferson of True Patriots Care.
We had the 1,700 flags up across from the wall. That's how many POWs and MIAs from Vietnam are still missing. Plus, we do veterans and first responders funerals.
Yeah.
And so if you ever drive by a funeral home or a church or a cemetery and you see the flags, you know a soldier died today.
Go to TruePatriotsCare.com for more information. And veterans, thank you for your service to our country.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast to Coast right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Fun songs like this, just wait till next hour.
Is that a Jackson 5 song?
Sounds like one, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not, actually. That's the first thing I thought of when I started playing this song. It was Jackson 5.
I thought they had a hit with that, too, though. You know what? Who knows? I'm not a big... I'm a fan, but I'm not necessarily an expert on Jackson 5 music.
That did sound like a young Michael Jackson,
It sure did, yeah.
It's the Osmonds.
Oh. Well, maybe that's what I was thinking. Jackson 5, Osmond family. Who knows?
Yeah. Almost exactly the same, only different.
Only different.
The Osmonds, One Bad Apple, the name of this song.
One bad apple, don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
Yeah. One Bad Apple. The Osmonds.
So that could have been Donnie with that scream, you think?
That one
sure
right
sounds
there?
like the Jackson.
Yeah, it sure sounds like Michael. Wayne Osmond from the American family group The Osmonds, born on this date in 1951.
Oh.
This was a #1 song in 1971.
Just shows where music was in 71, buddy.
One Bad Apple.
It took a while for that to get going for you, even for me to even think, I think I know that song. When it first started up, I thought, nope, got nothing.
I don't really know the song, but it does have a nice, quick, happy beat about it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The Osmonds had their own 1972 to 73 Saturday morning cartoon series, The Osmonds, on ABC television. They have sold over 75 million records worldwide. It is 10 past 8. It is 847-931-1410 if you want to call us. We were talking about police-involved shootings a little bit before the top of the hour break, and how one shooting can be so much different from another.
They're all different.
Yeah, whether someone dies or whether the circumstances are different. Your thoughts are welcome, 847-931-1410. The Elgin police officer Camacho, who was involved in a January shooting in the middle of the night from a guy that was attempting or trying to commit suicide, has been cleared to go back and kind of clarify what brought us to that conversation. 847-931-1410. The firm has cleared him, and I guess he can go back to work now for EPD. We can get a further report on that from Chief Lally Friday morning when she's here with Fridays with the Finest. Chief Anna Lally from the Elgin Police Department at 9 o'clock. We'll start this hour with a couple of thoughts from our friend Certified Crazy Kathy. Good morning, Kath.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Kath, how are you?
How's it going?
Fine. And you as well, I hope.
We're lovely.
The St. Charles football field incident was very tragic, and that John Perky brought up. And I knew some folks that were related to that good, hardworking guy. And it's very, very rough out there, I believe, every day to do that. Don't have first-hand experience, but I can only just consider how much it must be difficult. But when it comes to working hard, Jose is the hardest worker I ever met. He's done work for Dino. Anything he's asked to do, he's done. He's moved tons of stuff. And speaking of work ethic, his is amazing. And so that I just wanted to tell that to everyone. And John Perky, that's a very good point you made out on that football field in St. Charles. It's very sad. I believe the officer had a heart attack. If I'm maybe off on that, but I kind of think I'm not. And anyway, that's what I wanted to say quickly.
Thanks, Kath, for calling.
Kath.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for your thoughts.
Have a good day, Kath.
All right, and you all as well.
Bye. When did the St. Charles incident take place, Larry? This must have been time when I was in Tennessee or
Several
something,
years
right?
ago.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So an officer that you knew?
He was a sergeant. Yeah. And
what happened?
They got sent to a call. Somebody, I don't know if it was a prank or they were teenagers, and he pulled up and they were either vandalizing something or breaking into the field house. And I think it was at East High School. And they took off running, and he took off chasing them. And I thought he was in good shape, but he's older, older. And he suffered a massive heart attack.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he died from running after?
He died from trying to apprehend him. From whether they were burglarizing or vandalizing, from something really stupid,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there was no, gunshots involved or anything?
Nothing.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
813-847-931-1410. I know the Civilian Review Board that's being established by the City of Elgin. Get your application in. You have until September 9th.
Do they have the requirements? Are they out there? What people need to be there?
You know what? It doesn't say requirements from what I can see here.
Oh, okay.
Eligibility and training. Applicants must meet specific eligibility criteria, which includes a background check to ensure compliance with CRB ordinance requirements regarding forcible felonies and crimes of dishonesty.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Well, crimes of dishonesty?
Well, I mean,
I guess it speaks for itself. Forcible felonies there's like a whole list of them that are that are considered forcible felonies in Illinois.
So they're going to undergo a background check to ensure compliance with CRB ordinance requirements regarding forcible felonies and crimes of dishonesty.
Well, I'm sure when they establish the committee by ordinance, there are certain specifications that are included in that ordinance. So you probably would need the whole ordinance to be able to see.
Yeah, or maybe this background check, if someone has had a background where they were convicted of a forcible felony or a crime of dishonesty, then maybe they aren't the best judges.
The term of crime of dishonesty, that seems more vague than I would think.
Yeah.
Forcible felony is pretty clear. The Illinois state statutes outlines what crimes are forcible felonies. That's clear. Crimes of dishonesty, maybe it's a legal term that I'm not familiar with, but it just seems like,
that'd be like money fraud or something, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or perjury. That perjury.
So then maybe you're not qualified to judge whether a police officer has committed perjury.
No, if you've already committed perjury, it would show that the fact that you have taken some kind of oath to tell the truth didn't impact you. So I could see why they might look up and say, well, as you get sworn in for this committee, you taking an oath to look at things in an open and honest way, you might not be a person who really
can do that. We think can do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, based on your own record.
Right, that you have a past history of kind of making whatever work for you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Additionally, board members must complete 16 hours of training.
Right.
A prerequisite for serving on the CRB.
Right.
You got to show you're going to be dedicated to this.
Sure. And I think if you're going to judge the police, it's important that you know the job of the police.
Yeah.
Not what you see on television.
So there's going to be these training sessions and these classes, and you're going to have to be there.
And you're going to have to. If you can't make it to training,
you're probably not going to make it to the meetings.
I wouldn't think so. Or you're not going to be taking it as seriously as it's got to be. I mean, this is not something you're signing up for to get invited to the city Christmas party.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something you better come there, but you better come with an open mind. Again, the biggest problem, I couldn't serve. I couldn't go do it because my mind's not open about it. You would have to say to me, the policeman's wrong, and you would have to prove to me he's wrong. I'm already I almost predicate anything I say about the police by saying you have to understand, I'm pretty pro-police.
Yeah.
Well, I think you have to be kind of just pro-process, not pro-police. Yeah.
Not, yeah.
So I can't go either. I can't make it to the Christmas party either. So.
Well, Larry's not going to apply.
No, I can't. Well, one, I'm not a citizen. I think you may have to be a citizen.
Of Elgin?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so.
Probably. I think they should. They should have a vested interest.
817, yeah, probably so. 817 here at WRMN. I live in Huntley. I hate Elgin. So I'm going to go after all Elgin police officers every chance I get.
Well, but if you hate Elgin, you also wouldn't side on the side of the residents either. They're both wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, James has been waiting. I'm sure he's got some interesting thoughts on this.
I bet he does.
Good morning, James.
Hey, good morning. Not only did I find out recently that you're on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I now can get you on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, and now I can see in color, and I like that shirt you got on, Mark.
Oh, thanks. Got my American flag shirt on today.
I really like that. It looks real good on you, buddy.
Menards.
It's a good color for him too, isn't it?
Yeah, I could tell. I have several of those Menard shirts myself.
Menards, $5 right before the 4th of July. They sell these. Yeah.
The absolute best deal in town.
Not just a patriot, but a great shopper.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it goes hand in hand. You're a great patriot. You're a great shopper. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen. Okay, a couple of comments on this subject, and I know I called in probably last week when you first brought this up, Mark, with the Civilian Review Board thing, and I made some comments at that time. But as the conversation went on earlier, Larry had brought up something about the chief having the final say as to whatever the Civilian Review Board's conclusions are. But we always have to remind ourselves that the chief is appointed, politically appointed, and there could always be political pressure on the chief. in these decisions.
And really, you know, Jim, after I said that, even the chief doesn't have final say. Now with the contract, used to be the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners had final say, but the chief could recommend firing, and then it goes to an arbitrator who will decide what happens.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned there's many layers, okay?
Yeah.
And this is just another layer. Now, getting to the actual conversation about the Civilian Review Board, I believe, of course, I don't know, you don't know maybe how many members are going to be on this board, but I believe that at least 50%, let's say it's 6 members, 3 should be former law enforcement officers, to give actual objectiveness and perspective to the realities of whatever their decision is going to be. I think that should be critically important. So they're going to have some kind of a criteria they're going to follow to select these people, and then they're going to put them through 16 hours of training according to what you said. But you need people there that can see, or I shouldn't say see, but can understand the issues of these type of situations from a realistic standpoint. There's one other thing I wanted to mention is training methodology. And in my second career in law enforcement, I was involved with training, and I seen a lot of things that I didn't agree with in the technical training that was being produced and being offered in training academies, and even with training that was given later in service training. Because they rely heavily on this video stuff and all this simulations training. And you brought up something very important, Larry, also, that putting people through the paces, so to speak, of the stress that builds up prior to the actual situations that we're talking about here. So, and it's not only shootings. I mean, the Civilian Review Board is going to be dealing with cases that are less serious, where police officer is going to be subject to disciplinary action. So they need somebody on these boards. I'll repeat myself. They need somebody on these boards that can actually relate to this stuff, and retired police officers should be included.
All right. Well, thanks for your thoughts, James. As always, good ones.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.
See you, Jim.
Take care. The CRB, Civilian Review Board, I hate acronyms.
I know.
Will consist of 9 members.
9.
To ensure balanced representation, at least 4 members must reside east of the Fox River, and at least 4 must reside west of the Fox River.
How is that a balance? McLean Boulevard, I think, now is not even the center of the city.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just a doubt.
We're just using the river for balance here.
Yeah, just for balance.
The river shouldn't be, you're right. Why is the river the barometer of the halfway point of Elgin?
Well, there's only 3 bridges. Maybe there'll be trouble getting to the meetings. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
It should be based on, I mean, if we're going to go do with that for balance.
Why don't you have 50% of the population?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the 50%?
Where's 50% of the population live?
Where's the line of demarcation, right? Yeah. Come on.
If 60% of the population lives on the west side of the river, then maybe it should be 5 and 3 and not 4 and 4.
I know, but maybe not too much. We may be simplifying this process too much.
Let's see. For the inaugural appointments in 2024, 3 members will serve 4-year terms, 3 will serve 3-year terms, 3 will serve 2-year terms.
Mm-hmm.
Subsequent appointments will be for 3-year terms, except to fill unexpired terms. The CRB's chairperson will be elected by board members for a 1-year term. So, what about the 9th person? You got 4 on the east, 4 on the west,
maybe
and 9?
At large. Could be anybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. So there you have it. So 847-931-14. We'll learn more about the Civilian Review Board, because I think the selection committee has already been decided upon.
Have they?
I think so. And more is going to be discussed at tonight's Elgin City Council meeting, by the way.
Good.
So if you're fascinated by this whole thing, you want to apply, because you have till September the 9th. If you live on the east side, you could be one of 4 of your east side counterparts, east of the river, that is.
Right.
And so that's going to be discussed at the city council meeting tonight, and also which waste management company is going to be.
Lots happening there, Mark.
Yes, tonight.
Hotbed of activity.
Waste management's been in charge for like 25, 30 years now. There's a new kid trying to sneak into town here, Larry.
Mm-mm.
And they're not going to charge for yard stickers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's something to think about, isn't it?
But is their overall price going to be a little higher? I don't know.
We won't know that until the facts
breakdown
come out, Mark.
Yeah. So watch the city council meeting at the City of Elgin's YouTube website tonight. Go to the website, elginil.gov, and you can navigate your way to the city council meeting if you want to watch it at home tonight for quality entertainment. It's better than watching Barnaby Jones or Sanford and Son. Watch something that matters. Might matter in your life.
Like the garbage contract?
Yes.
Good tip, Mark. Good tip.
Thanks. To the phones we go. It's our boy David joining us. Hey, David, good morning.
Hello.
What?
Yeah, when you say hello, follow up with something.
Oh, you said hello. I thought you said ooh.
No, he said hello.
Oh, okay.
He said hello in a David-like way.
Yeah, that hello.
Yeah.
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 Well, this guy I used to know years ago, Jerome, whenever I'd say hi to him and shake his hand, he'd say hello. It's just I thought it was a different, it's pretty good way to say it. But there's a lot of different ways to do a lot of different things.
You stole that from Jerome?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Okay.
So, yeah, but hello to everybody. And so just saying some things I said before that are bugging me, or maybe I didn't say them, but so downtown Jose, sorry, his dad died, 101. That's pretty good, but not good enough. If he was a trillion, if people lived to a trillion now, and they died, it'd be a lot longer, but it would still be sad because they're precious life. So, it's good he lived long, but it's not like, oh, yeah, no problem he died because he died at a good old age. No, we're glad he lived that long, but it's still, amazing sadness that only that person knows what relationship they had with their sibling or parent. Only they can comprehend the true pain that's involved, even though we could try to understand, even those of us who lost a loved one. It's a unique situation with each person who loses a loved one. So,
right.
And then hello to everybody else. And I was just thinking a couple things. I've said them before, I'm sure. It just bugs me that, like, if somebody if you could verify somebody who led you on the cops on a high-speed chase, I think their license, their driver's license privileges should be revoked for life. You never get it back. I know we're all far from perfection, but you're risking other people's lives and property, and you blew it. You're done.
That's not a bad way of looking at things, because there seems to be more and more of that, and maybe that could help curb things a little bit. Although I guess someone who takes the police on a high-speed chase
wouldn't necessarily care if they had a license to drive. Maybe.
Right, because you could take the license plate away all you want, but if they're not under 24/7, 365 life supervision, then they could just drive, and if they don't get caught, if they just follow the speed limit or just lay low, they might be able to do that drive for a lifetime without getting caught. So it's not that simple.
It's not simple, but it's not a bad plan to at least make it a mandatory revocation for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
It might be. I don't know.
It might not help, but it can't hurt.
I think more people are running because the police now they terminate chases faster.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, David. Well, thanks for calling.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Have a good rest of your week.
Okay. You too, man. Bye. Appreciate your call.
I hear music.
Yeah, we got to take this bottom of the hour break here.
All right.
So we'll catch up on a little news and sports here, and then be back with the final half hour of the show. Jump in with us at 847-931-1410 if you'd like to. We'd love to talk to you. And we'll continue on with the first shift on this nice morning. 85 for your high today on this Wednesday. We're in the 70s right now. Good morning.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America, N.A.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Dansby drives one in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone! A two-run homer for Dansby Swanson.
Cubs radio with the call on last night's 9-5 win in Pittsburgh. Justin Steele 5-5 with the win. He struck out 6 over 5 full. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago and San Francisco now both 5.5 games out of the last and a wild card. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 pitches, 2 balls and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The word is out. Nissans cost less on Route 19, but that's not all. Parts, service, and body shop, they all cost less at McGrath Nissan. Used cars, too. The reason why is how hard we try. Right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Nissan models at McGrath Nissan because
Nissans cost less on Route 19.
Come to Elgin.
See what we mean.
As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the distracted driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Batteries Plus Bulbs is more than batteries and bulbs. It's your repair shop for Apple devices, Samsung Galaxy devices, and more. Located on Randall Road, just south of 20 in Elgin, Batteries Plus Bulbs fills all your battery and light bulb needs in one stop. They have the largest selection of batteries for ATVs, cameras, phones, laptops, scooters, cars and homes, and everything else. Looking to save money with energy-efficient LED or holiday lighting? Stop in at Batteries Plus Bulbs in Elgin. Go to batteriesplus.com for special offers.
Have I stumped you, Larry?
There's two reasons you've stumped me.
Okay.
One, I don't know that song. Two, why would you play it?
Because it was in the news on this day in history, Larry.
It is?
Yeah.
What is it then? Tell me the news.
And as I was looking at my music options for today,
yes,
every day I see some that I'm like, don't know that song. A lot of it's the newer stuff.
So it's all part of enlightenment. It's musical enlightenment.
I'm going to start playing some songs that I'm going to go out of my comfort zone.
On your fun show or on this show?
Both.
Oh. I was kind of hoping it was your fun show.
Mostly on my show, though.
Okay, good. All right, then. I'm with you 100% on this, buddy. Do you find this a little repetitive, or is it just me?
It's the middle. It's the best of. This is on a best of album, by the way. Must be the best song on the album. The best of Middle of the Road. And the name of the song is Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep. And
when's this from, Mark?
Let's see. It's let's see. Well, 1946, Ken Andrew, who was the drummer. Not hearing a lot of drums in this song.
No,
Ken didn't play a real important role in the band.
No.
He had two first names, Ken and Andrew. He was from the Scottish group Middle of the Road. They had the 1971 UK #1 single Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep, which is one of only a few singles to have sold in excess of 10 million physical copies.
There's 10 million copies of this single floating around the United Kingdom?
Apparently so.
Oh, my.
What do they know about music over there?
I usually think they brought us the whole British invasion. I think their credentials are pretty tight.
Yeah.
Not in this case.
So there you go. We stumped Larry Jones, but I probably stumped you too.
I don't know if any. I'd like to hear from anybody who heard that and went, you know who that is? That's middle of the road.
I haven't heard Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep in a long time.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was like their version of like Billy Don't Be a Hero.
Maybe.
Just songs that were kind of popular, but
stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
Okay.
It's 8:39 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. Thanks for being a part of the show today. We have one phone caller on the line. You know him. You love him. You adore him. He's Genius George.
I do adore him.
Good morning, George.
Here's a stupid song, Paper Lace.
Yeah.
The night Chicago died from the 1970s. I could almost guarantee you, I don't know Paper Lace. I know that horrible song. I could almost guarantee you that whomever wrote that song had never been to Chicago.
Yeah.
Something about the old East Side. Well, if you're on the old East Side of Chicago, you're either in Calumet Park or you're in the lake, one of the two. So, nonetheless, Mark, a song, and before I talk about that, my thoughts on the police, I don't know all the mechanics involved in these issues. I really don't. I don't know the variables, but I do know this. We have to do whatever we need to do to defend the police, not defund the police. I'm sure that there are bad police officers out there every once in a while, but for the most part, my experience, the police are there to serve and protect. They do an unbelievable job, an unbelievably positive job, and it's an unbelievably and become increasingly difficult, an unbelievably difficult job. So we better pay attention to defending these police officers and trying to do what we can as a community to stand behind that blue line or stand on that blue line.
Yep.
So let me get to music, Mark. And you made mention earlier this morning, Danny Serafin's birthday. Danny Serafin's one of the founding members of Chicago. He's a Chicago guy, he lived in the Dunning neighborhood, northwest side. You played a Chicago song, which is fine.
Yeah.
But do you know the song Dialogue 1 and 2 by Chicago?
Not by title.
You'll know it if you hear it.
Yeah.
That's a song that you really have to listen to, and it's two songs in one. And if you play it, stop at Dialogue 1, because the second part, Larry knows, it's a recurring refrain. We can make it happen. We can make the world better. Mm-hmm. The first part of that song harkens back to when Chicago was such an innovative rock group, and I mean rock group, not the ballad group when Peter Cetera became more of a focus. And Cetera was great, but that group under the leadership of Terry Kath, that was one smoking hot rock band. They had that big brass sound. They integrated horns into a rock group, which was pretty innovative. I mean, you had Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and talk about great rock voices. Or what about David Clayton Thomas with Blood, Sweat, and Tears? But that group with Terry Kath and Serafin and the keyboardist, his name escapes me.
Robert Lamb.
Yes, thank you. But does anybody really know what time it is? 25 or 6 to 4, beginnings, and dialogue, mostly. So the song Dialogue, Mark, is basically two young people, one part sung by Terry Kath. He's in a dialogue with Peter Cetera. And it's interesting musically, too, because Terry Kath played lead guitar, and he was a baritone. Cetera was bass guitar, and he was a tenor. Mm-hmm. So you got the two different voices with two different perspectives talking about issues that were so embedded in the 1970s, early 70s, Vietnam, repression, things of that sort. So it is just emblematic, I think, of how important and how significant rock music could be to the cultural event at the time, unlike a lot of stuff that we hear today, which is just, in my mind, just boom, boom, loud bass and turn it up. But really great song, and kudos to Chicago. I liked early Chicago, loved early Chicago, didn't care for them much after the Terry Kath era. And Terry Kath was died of a self-inflicted accidental gunshot wound when he was 31 years old.
Playing roulette?
He's messing around with
I don't think so. I don't think he was. Yeah,
it was an automatic. You shouldn't play roulette with an automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saw that.
I think he told his friend you can always tell when these are unloaded. It was a Walther, and they have like a.
Larry,
yes, he told his friend.
Last words.
Yeah.
His last words were, "What do you think I'm going to do? Blow my brains out?"
Yeah.
Jokingly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he did.
Yeah.
Well.
So,
Yeah.
but that's a song to listen for.
His voice has that really rough edge to it that brings a lot to some of those upbeat songs that they played. You know, a lot.
Can't say enough about them.
Yeah.
And of course they were, and this is Chicago, the Mayor Daley era, but originally Chicago was Chicago Transit Authority, CTA, and they were sued by the city of Chicago and had to drop CTA and just became Chicago.
That taught them a lesson.
I suppose. And they were DePaul University guys. They used to hang out there. Used to be a great hot dog place under the L tracks on Fullerton Avenue in Chicago called Demon Dogs. It was owned by Peter Civarelli, politically connected ward superintendent. But they used to hang out at Demon Dogs, and when they hit big, and Civarelli had something to do with their management. He was not their manager per se, I don't think. But you'd go into Demon Dogs, and all their gold records would be on the wall.
Huh. Well, I'll play that dialogue song next hour.
Play just the first version, because I don't want you to stretch it out to 7 minutes. Play, you'll know when to cut it.
Okay.
Maybe you could pre-listen to it. Cut it at Dialogue 1. Dialogue 2 is great, but it's a little bit, I don't want to disparage that great songwriting. A little bit repetitive, but that first part is really thought-provoking.
I think I'll play it.
And again, indicative of what young people were thinking at that time.
I think I'm going to play a Chicago rock block, as they would say in the rock and roll world. I think I'm going to play Does Anybody Really Know What Time It Is? And Dialogue 1, and then another Chicago song that I want to play.
Is that the song that... I'm thinking, what's the song there? It is, Does Anybody Know Where...
Or is it called Time?
Opens up with that.
No, I think it's Does Anyone Really Know?
Okay.
But it opens with those great horns, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Larry?
Yep.
Oh, my God. That'll just blow you back.
Mm-hmm.
So, just give you a little known Chicago fact here, and then I'll say goodbye. We did our literary bus tour on Sunday, which was a success. I coordinated everything, and I was the quasi-tour guide. I wore my tour guide shirt that I got from the Sultan of South Elgin. I almost misspoke and said South Elgin Chris. But the Sultan gave me this really cool summer shirt, so I wore that on the tour. But nonetheless, one of our stops, it was Southside, we stopped at Michelle Obama's childhood home. I could just give you a whole litany of places, but we stopped at the Union Stockyard Gate, which is a national landmark. It's one block from where the International Amphitheater used to be, which is where the 68 convention was. 5 conventions at the amphitheater, political, presidential conventions. People, I think, always associate the 68 convention with the Conrad Hilton in Michigan Avenue. The riots were there. The convention wasn't. The convention was at the amphitheater. Nonetheless, the Union Stockyard Gate, Larry, which, of course, there were atrocious working conditions there, just horrible, and people were working 16, 18 hours a day for, a few pennies, I think. But in the late 1800s, imagine this, 82% of all the meat consumed in the United States, not the city of Chicago, 82% came through the Union Stockyard Gate.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow is right.
Wow.
I know, it takes your breath away.
Really, it left me speechless, really.
82%, because Chicago was a rail capital, and you had refrigerated rail cars, so they were able to ship meat all over the United States. So,
yeah. Well,
there you have it. And I was happy to say First Shift Sherry and James Harvey, 2 local legends, were on that bus tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, James Harvey went too?
James Harvey went too, and you get First Shift Sherry in a bar, because we stopped at the Woodlawn Tap, which has got, literary credentials unlike any other bar in the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
And you get First Shift Sherry in a bar, you're going to see a different side of her.
No kidding.
Oh, the stories I could tell.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'm glad she didn't have her go-go dress on.
I'm not getting into this, George.
Yes. She was ready to do one of those 60s shenanigans. What was the name of
Shindig.
Shindig.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Larry.
Exactly.
Nice.
She was getting ready to do a shindig.
Be a shindig dancer.
Absolutely.
Well,
shindig.
Before I let you go, George, I got to say that, the Cubs are now one game above 500 at 67 and 66. But I have to ask you a question. They're still 5.5 out of the wild card spot. Does that mean?
Yeah, they're still.
I'm having trouble.
Mark, they leapfrog. When we talked Monday, they were 5 teams ahead of them. Now they're only 3 teams ahead of them. So they leapfrog 2 teams, but they're still 5.5 back.
Well, how many wild card teams? I've lost track.
2.
Okay, so that's going to be tough because Arizona and San Diego.
Atlanta. Well, you got Atlanta, too.
Oh, yeah. Arizona and San Diego and Atlanta are all well above the Cup. They're all over double digits above 500. Okay.
Yeah, Arizona and San Diego their records aren't the same, but for all intents and purposes, they're tied. And then you've got Atlanta, right? There may be 3 wild card teams now. I think there are 3. But you have Atlanta there too. Top 2 other teams.
So even if it's 3, they'd have to do a lot to leapfrog past Atlanta.
Teams, yeah, you've got your primary contenders are Arizona, the Padres, and the Braves. The Cubs are not in the same stratosphere with those 3 teams. They're just not. So
yeah.
Atlanta, the Cubs have been putting on this offensive explosion. That's a daily occurrence for the Braves. I mean, they did have a significant injury last week. Austin Riley's out for the year. But I can't see it. I just don't see it. But again, they tease us with this. They click in one respect, and then they're going to fall down in another. They still have no bullpen. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Of course, we hope against hope because it's in our DNA, and see where it goes with the with the Cubs.
Yeah. All right, George. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay.
Thanks, George. See you, buddy.
Take care.
Bye.
There used to be a band that played around in Elgin during that time. I think they were from Elgin High. And they had horns, and they were called the Elgin Watch Band.
Yeah?
And they covered Chicago. They were pretty good.
They did?
Yeah, they were pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, the Elgin Watch Band.
Yeah.
You get it? Watch Band? No nickname John?
Yeah, exactly.
It got past me for a minute, but I'm sure it didn't get past no nickname John.
I'm sure it didn't.
No.
Right now at his house, he's playing his little laugh track. At his house.
At his house, yeah.
Yes.
8:52 here at WRMN. Well, we talked about the Cubs a little bit. The Bears cut down to 53 players yesterday.
A few surprises, I thought.
So we'll talk about those surprises maybe in a second, but we also mix it all in. The fans might be talking about those surprise cuts on SB Nation today, right?
Oh, they gotta be, Mark. I bet it's a hotbed of activity over there at SN Sports. B as in Blog Nation, a blog for any sport you're interested in. To get to SB Nation, get to your app store. Get the SB Nation app for your smartphone or tablet. You can always log in at SBNation.com. When you get there, please stop by the Knights on Ice blog. See what everybody Shepherd Price writing about, then you're free to roam at will. Got to be stuff going on at the Cubs because they're scoring runs. Got to be some stuff at the Sox, but it's probably like threatening letters or something like that. But got to be a lot of Bears activity as well. If you're interested in sports like we are, it's a great place to check out. You don't have to leave your opinion if you don't want to. What I like best, you can go there when you want to. So do us all a favor. Check out SB Nation, see if sports blogging is for you.
All right. So I was thinking about the White Sox getting rained out after 4 pitches last night.
It's God's will.
Yeah. So we were talking during the top of the hour break. Then the umpires know that the rain was just about to start.
Yeah.
They pay close attention to the radar.
They do, yeah.
But I guess when a game is scheduled for a certain time, if it's not raining at game time and the field's in good condition when the game starts because it hasn't rained yet,
you got
to start.
They got to. Now, some sports, they have a little bit more. We'll start it later, but I think that's enough lead time. Like they'll look at the weather and say, there's going to be a front that comes through at so-and-so time. We're going to change the starting time to either be ahead of it or behind it.
Yeah.
But I think spur of the moment because of networks and sponsors and season ticket holders, they got to stay pretty close to the schedule.
And I guess it must have rained there for a while, or they would have.
It was really raining there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, we went into the evening, it was like a hit and miss situation. So they couldn't have said, hey, let's play a day game today instead of a night game, because you couldn't tell if last night's rain, where it was going to hit.
Right.
And stuff like that.
It really was funny. It kind of cooked up. With so much heat and humidity, I think those things just pop up all over.
Yeah. My other thought was, I guess even, I'm trying to analyze whether there's any way to analyze whether Grady Sizemore can make some good decisions, could do anything that would justify him being the lead choice as manager on a permanent basis for the White Sox.
What it shows me is no manager could save this team right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it really shows. I mean, Pedro,
right?
He didn't do anything to help it. I'm not sure he did anything to hurt it.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I was just thinking, like, if Sizemore knew that it was about to pour last night, I guess he didn't know because they were scattered storms. But I was going to say, maybe he could have made a decision to go with a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
As a starting pitcher last night.
Instead of wasting a day, his starter for a day.
You should save Crochet till today.
Yeah, I know.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony La Russa would have done that.
Mm-hmm. He was a great baseball mind, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he kind of was.
Grady Sizemore is not him.
Not at this point.
Not at this time. No.
8:55 here at WRMN. Going to YouTube for a couple of minutes here. We had a lot of comments that we didn't get to yet. Good morning to First Shift Sherry. Sidekick Susan says goodbye, Larry. Downtown Jose is out of here.
The crowd.
Big crowd today outside.
Big.
Linda Carter was here.
Linda, good to see Linda.
The Sultan of South Elgin.
Good to see him.
George makes a good point. We can't call him South Elgin, Chris. He's rebranded himself.
He's rebranded. That's right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You could sell new jerseys that way.
Yeah. New Chris jerseys.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. First Shift Sherry says, working at home today, just don't want to deal with walking back and forth in this heat. Okay. It's not that hot today, First Shift Sherry. Come on. Man up.
Don't be doubting.
Man up.
Did you walk to work? Then you don't know. Walk a block in her shoes, mister.
And the east side's notoriously hotter than the west side.
Exactly.
True.
Yes.
Besides which, I don't want a repeat of yesterday when there was a naked guy on the museum's front steps.
Yeah.
Really?
Huh.
A naked guy hanging out at the Elgin Public Museum.
That's a story that we should know more of. I feel, because you and I have inquiring minds, we should know a little bit more about that.
What happened with the naked guy?
Yeah.
Did he get up and move so you could go in the front door?
Or did Sherry say, if you stay longer, I'll buy you lunch? We don't know.
That's all we heard. That's all we know so far.
That's all we know. Naked man. That's all we know.
Dino says, good morning, FRV, First Shift. Our guy Larry and Marky B, wishing everyone a great day. To the many listeners, we thank you for your comments and tuning in each day. We hope you are enjoying our new lineup.
Well, we do appreciate not just the callers, although we like them.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody that takes a little of their time and gives it to us.
Right. First Shift Sherry says, I've considered applying for the Citizens Review Board because I believe I could be objective and consider each situation on its own merits.
Right now, she's busy cracking down on naked men.
Yes.
She can only take one cause on at a time.
But she wouldn't be judging the naked man.
I'm not judging. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
She might take everything into consideration before deciding whether she should call the police on the naked man or not.
Is it heat related? We don't know.
It was hot yesterday.
I know it.
Good point.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And thanks to Steve Thorne, he chimed in to let me know that it's Hold on. Okay. It's LRB.
Does Steve have his own, walk-up music? You mention his name and a song comes on?
No.
Is that it?
We got to get off in just a second.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh.
LRS Disposal. LRS Disposal. Not Little River Band, LRB. But LRS Disposal is also less expensive than Waste Management, and they don't make you buy stickers. I believe Steve Thorne may be headed in that direction with his vote tonight.
Well, if you're going to put that out, it would look stupid if you didn't, wouldn't you?
We'll see if I'm right.
Yeah.
More Music Hour next.
Columbia College of Missouri Elgin Campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin Campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 9 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America, N.A.
America's Best Restaurants travels the country and features restaurants that you should visit each week. Recently, the cast and crew made their way to Renata's German Restaurant in Hanover Park. Renata serves old family recipes and delicious German-influenced food. Renata's also specializes in a wide variety of traditional German baked goods, too. So, if you've yet to visit Renata's, try America's Best Restaurants choice. Drop in soon for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Roster cut-down day in the NFL. Tuesday, teams had to get down to 53 players on the active roster. A couple of notable cuts for Chicago. Quarterbacks Brett Ripien and Austin Reed. Offensive lineman Larry Borum is on injured reserve. So is defensive lineman Jacob Martin. Both designated to return. They'll be eligible to come off the list after Week 4. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 4 pitches, 2 balls, and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid. The Cubs beat the Pirates 9-5 Tuesday. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago was San Francisco, now both 5.5 games out of the last NL wild card. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com. Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242. It's the time of the year where storms and inclement weather can pop up unexpectedly. If you have a generator powered by a small engine, keep it running like a top. Don't do the tune-up yourself. Let Ames Small Engine Repair at 674 Laurel Street in Elgin handle your generator. Ames can do oil changes, spark plugs, and make all the necessary adjustments. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, Ames Small Engine can do it all. Don't forget, it's not too early to think about a lawnmower tune-up. Call 847-742-8750.
Oh no, I just hit that post and my car's got a dent.
Uh-oh, better get Mako.
Oh yeah? Where are they?
Mako is America's body shop. They're the world's largest provider of paint and collision services. They're located at 212 Western Avenue in Carpentersville, across from Spring Hill Mall. I've used them. Check out my car.
Wow, looking good.
Everything was so easy and affordable. Hummer and staff were super friendly and really knew their stuff.
I'm going to call them now.
Mention WRMN 1410 at the Carpentersville Mako and receive 10% off today.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
It is 9:08 here at WRMN. Final hour of the first shift today is the All Music Hour, or at least the Mostly Music Hour. If you have a request, you can make it by either calling me at 847-931-1410. Jumping in the chat room. The Beehive Bar and Grill will kick it on YouTube at WRMN Radio on YouTube if you want to join me that way. And we'll get to some unfinished business on YouTube today. Check a few more comments this hour. Maybe share a little first shift 411 with you this hour too. Take a look at a couple things going on around the area. We'll have news at the bottom of the hour along with sports. And right now, let's check the forecast at 847-931-1410. Wait, that's the phone number, not the forecast. You know why I said that? Because I was looking at the phone. Because I have a call coming in. But let's go ahead and check the forecast. 73 degrees right now. Much milder and better than yesterday. Fair skies. Winds out of the southwest at 13 miles per hour. And today we're heading for a mostly cloudy high of 86 degrees. Which still is borderline hot before it got hot, but now that we've been in the 90s, 86 seems like a breeze. Mostly cloudy and 86 today. Mostly cloudy and 65 for the overnight low tonight. And tomorrow, a passing shower possible, but probably not going to happen. An isolated shower tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 85. Tomorrow night, we are down to 68, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, gradually it gets a little better and better if you like the cooler weather. Friday, a high of 83, Saturday, 82 with sunshine, and Sunday, only 78 degrees. And by Labor Day itself, next Monday, sunshine with a high of 72 on Labor Day. How about that? Take it outside. How about that? It's 8:10. No, it's not. It's 9:10 here in Elgin, Illinois. Now let's go to the phones. Our number is 847-931-1410. And I'm radio's Marky B. And let's see if this is who I think it is. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Mark.
It's not who I thought it was.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Who'd you think it was?
I thought it was maybe Darlene, or Derica from Australia.
Oh, Dad. Well, it's this old Mean Gene.
Mean Gene? Oh, I should have known that. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Just had some little hold-ups in life these days, but things are still, every day I wake up, I'm looking up.
Well, that's the biggest plus, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
One big thing I want to mention, just downtown Jose.
Yeah.
I did not know his dad had passed away until yesterday. And if you could play a song for me, My Hero. I can't remember who was by. I believe the title was My Hero.
Okay.
Which is downtown Jose. It takes a lot to take care of a person, let alone seeing your parent like that. And he's done that for his mother and his father. This guy, my niece does the same thing for her mother. My sister's bedridden.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a good person to do that every day of their life. It's a very hard job, let alone to see your loved one, deteriorating or whatever.
Right.
Or laying there and can't help yourself. I sat in a nursing home for 6 months. And I was able-bodied to do things, but I wasn't able to walk.
Right.
But I'm supposed to let some people help me, and I want to say hi to Larry if he's still there. I'm sorry about that.
No, he's actually left, but he might be listening right now.
Okay. I've seen neglect right in front of my eyes at the place, and I had to go to the head person and say, hey, this is not right. I've seen people sleep on their shifts at night. They go, 2-3 of them sleep when they're supposed to be helping these people if they need it. The lights are on in the hallway. That means they need help. They need something.
Yeah.
If they're choking, they're dead because they're not going to get to them. Let alone some of the people they have their own group of people they got to help. Their hallways. I think they have like a hallway. They do their section. You have like 100, 200, 300. Like one of the I can't think of what their title is. But they do like a 100 section, another one does the 200 aisle, what row of rooms, And I've came out and seen 4 lights on. And I went out, and I was like, where are these people that have to be helping these? You know, they're out there asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it that I went and told, this is not right. These people are there to be taken care of, and they don't need people coming there going to sleep.
Right.
And like I said, Jose, he's my hero. I see my sister in the shape she's in. I love her to death. I hate to see her, but I got to go see her. I don't see her enough. But I'm getting able-bodied to be able to go over there and everything. And I love going over there and hanging out, and seeing her. My niece gave her life up, just like Jose. You know, it's a lot to take on. And I called him yesterday. I did not know his dad had passed. I went, I'm sorry to take too much time. I'll be real quick.
That's all right.
Our maintenance man here at our building, 126 Emerson Mills, he passed away suddenly. He went home, I believe it was Monday night last week, sat in his chair at home, and that was it. His wife said he expired. I believe that's what happened. I don't know what the problem was, why. It sounds like a heart attack or something. I don't know. But I went to school with the guy and his younger brother. He has 3 other brothers, but I went to the wake, and I seen downtown Jose's brother walk through there, but I had a guy waiting on me. I couldn't stop and talk to him. And at that time, I didn't see him, so he couldn't tell me that his dad had died. But I believe I think he was there for the guy because they do the same job, so they probably knew each other. I mean, he might have known him from school like I did, but they do the same profession. They're in the same union, so he probably knew him from that and in school. I don't know, but I have yet to talk to his brother. But I just want to say he's my hero. He's always talked about he had to go home and feed his dad when he's on the radio, and I commend him, and I want to applaud him. And then to the other thing that you were talking about earlier, and I just want to commend Officer Camacho.
Yeah.
He did his job. He seen a guy trying to hurt himself. The guy probably, like you said, wanted him to kill him, and he didn't. He helped him. He stopped him from killing himself. He didn't kill him. As far as that caller calling in, over in the last thing with on I-90 with the young lady, the 100-pound young lady, the car was burning. She was sitting in the car. They were telling her, get out, get out, get out. They should have just let her burn out. If you're going to kill her, let her burn up. What was the point in going over there? He could have went over there. The guy was trying to kill himself, stabbing himself.
Yeah.
Why are you going to that? You're supposed to protect and serve. If you're going in there to help them, help them. Don't. I mean, like Larry said, it's hard when you go in there and you're actually doing it. But I'm saying, if the girl's going to get out, and she's not out of her mind, of course, you should just let her stay in the car if you're going to kill her. They have other things. I heard a bit of the video where they say, get the stun gun or whatever it is. Next thing you hear was a shot. But not to go into that too much, but like I said, Officer Camacho did his job.
Yeah.
Like Sully when he landed that plane on the river in New York. He did his job. They try to say he did wrong, but he said, I just love to see a person that knows their job and did his job. He could have took the easy way out and just blew the guy's head off.
Right, so, for sure.
I applaud him. And to downtown Jose, I know he's listening. You're my man. I called him last night. We talked for about 20 minutes. And I told him my condolences. I knew his parents. I knew all his brothers. I grew up with him, went to school with him.
Yeah. All right, Gene. Well, thanks for calling.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'll play that. I'll find a version of
time.
I'll find a version of that song to play in honor of downtown Jose. And I got some good news for you, man. So I'll call you a little later today. Okay.
I really appreciate it. I'm sorry, Marky B, and Jose. You're my hero, man. It really made my day when I heard about that.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you a little later.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, and happy. Say hi to the first shifters. I miss them.
Yeah.
Miss you guys.
We'll be seeing you around again soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Mean Gene, formerly in the A1 machine. A1 doesn't exist now. And Mean Gene, of course, had the unfortunate health situation last year, and and then he tried to get it back together and tried to get back in an A1 cab and had an accident. So he's had a lot of setbacks. We hope he's just about to the end of his road as far as the setbacks are concerned. And I think we'll have some good news to report on Mean Gene's front in the next 24 hours or so, right here on the airwaves. So let me put together a plan for that. But we got some good news with Mean Gene and good thoughts from Mean Gene to downtown Jose. We'll find a good hero song. It's 9:19 here at WRMN. I also had a call come in. She hung up, but I saw that it was a call from a lady named Tracy. And Tracy instigated the whole, I'm not sure what she was calling about this morning, but she called a couple mornings ago, and she said that she wanted to talk about a situation that they were having out in the Burlington area, and a referendum that was going to be on the November ballot. And she and a group of people are not liking some of the things that are happening out in Burlington. So, being what we are here at WRMN, I don't know the entire story, but we are a platform for sharing local news and sharing local information. And so I said, sure, we'll talk about it on the air. We talked on it about it a little bit on the phone off the air the other day, but she has scheduled a couple of guests to come in and join me on the show tomorrow morning. So tomorrow in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to focus on that issue. If you are out in the 301 school district area, live on the far west side or a little west of Elgin, it might be something that affects you in one way or another. I can't really share too many more details on it right now because I don't have any more details at the moment. But I think they're going to send me a little summary today at my email address, mark@WRMN1410.com. And just know this will be one side of the spectrum. And I believe it'll be the side of not being in favor of this referendum to build a new school perhaps out there. More about it tomorrow morning here on the program. Don't get me to lying right now, but that's tomorrow in the 9 o'clock hour, a part of the first shift as we discuss community issues right here on the Talk of the Town, WRMN. That's tomorrow in the 9 o'clock hour. Friday in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll talk with Chief Anna Lally. Got a few things to talk with the chief about, as she, of course, is a part of the news this week, which cleared the officer, Camacho, as Mean Gene was talking about, of any wrongdoing in the non-fatal shooting of a man back in January in the middle of the night in a house on the far east side. So we'll get the chief's perspective. Probably not too much more than what they released, but at least we'll hear it from the chief on Friday morning, and maybe we'll see what's happening with the officer, Camacho. 9:22 here at WRMN. If you want to talk to the chief, you can. Phone lines open on Friday mornings with the chief. I think she also wants to talk about the Citizen Review Board on Friday morning. So if you have anything you want to ask her, I would say call early in the show, and we'll try to work you in. Once we get into the main juxt, which is the wrong word choice, of the conversation, then it's hard to get back to phone calls sometimes because they don't make sense. But if you want to call, I would say call early in the show, about 9:05 maybe, and we'll get your call in. Something you've been thinking about? Something you want to know about the Elgin Police Department? Call in. Fridays with the finest between 9 and 9:30. 9:30 until 11 now. Steve Thorin's here. He's got his senior community spotlight show from 9:30 to 10. Then he plays tunes, music memories, in celebration of 75 years of WRMN being on the air. Music Memories, brought to you by Oak Crest, Friday mornings from 10 until 11. All right, well, it is 9:23 already, so this Chicago set I was going to play is now in jeopardy because we have to hit the 9:30 break at the bottom of this hour. So I better change my planning on this music set a little bit, and I'll come back after the news break with a rock block from the band Chicago. We will play Dialogue 1 and see if I cut it off at the right point before Dialogue 2 starts. And we're also going to play Does anybody really know what time it is? Which starts with some great horns. And I'm in the mood to hear a early Chicago song called I'm a Man. A rock block by Chicago coming up after the bottom of the hour news break. So, since I'm limited in my time right now, got about 6 minutes before the 9:30 news break. Let's see what I can squeeze in. You know what? I got a good long Simon and Garfunkel song to get us there. I played what I think is not one of their better songs earlier this morning, Hazy Shade of Winter, coming out of a break back into me and Larry in the 7 o'clock hour. So now let's do them justice and hit some Simon and Garfunkel with a good song. They were in the news on this day in music history. And let's see why. For two reasons. Simon and Garfunkel started a 5-week run at number 1 on the UK album chart with Bookends. And that album featured Mrs. Robinson, America, and A Hazy Shade of Winter, which you heard a good piece of earlier this morning. Also on this date in 2005, Art Garfunkel was a bad, bad boy, charged by police for possession after a marijuana cigarette was allegedly found in the ashtray of his car. Can you believe that? A marijuana cigarette found in the ashtray of his car.
Wow.
I know. Art. Garfunkel had pled guilty the previous year to possession of marijuana in upstate New York. Ah, well. Life happens. 9:25 here at WRMN. So let's play The Boxer going into the bottom of the hour break. A great song by Simon and Garfunkel, part of our More Music Hour. Here on WRMN AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube.
I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. I squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies and jest, still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, in the quiet of the railway station, running scared. Seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. Li-la-li, li-la-la-la, li-la-li, li-la-li, li-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Asking only workmen's wages, I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the wars on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome I took some comfort there. La 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 la. Wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters are bleeding me, going home. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut tip till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains.
And now some news on WRMN.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. Elgin police rushed to the scene after reports of gunfire on Illinois Avenue over the weekend. The incident unfolding shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday, prompting an immediate investigation. Authorities have confirmed the shooting and are now urging community members to come forward with information. The Naperville Police Foundation inviting the public to join them at a special fall social event on Wednesday. You can join local officers at Safety Town, located at 1320 Aurora Avenue, from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday for an evening of community bonding and free treats from Snow Problems. The Kane County Regional Office of Education gearing up for its annual student photography contest, set to start on September 6th and running through November 18th. The 10-week event showcases the talents of high school students county-wide, with over 2,000 entries last year. The contest is a highlight for participants and educators. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America, N.A.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The White Sox and Rangers were suspended last night after 4 pitches in the first inning. Garrett Crochet threw 4 pitches, 2 balls and 2 strikes before the game was halted due to rain. The teams will play a doubleheader this afternoon as the Sox look to snap a 4-game losing skid.
Dansby drives one in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone! A 2-run homer for Dansby Swanson.
Cubs radio with the call on last night's 9-5 win in Pittsburgh. Justin Steele 5-5 with the win. He struck out 6 over 5 full. Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson went deep for the Cubs. It was their second straight win. Chicago and San Francisco now both 5.5 games out of the last NL wild card. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
It is 9:34 on this nice Wednesday morning, a lot nicer than it's been the last couple of days. As we head for a high today of about 85. Kind of a sun-clouds mix this morning. I was looking at the radar, and it looked like there may be a little light shower activity over in the Rockford area. Rockford, Freeport area. It looks very light. I'm not sure if it's really headed this way. The forecast really isn't calling for much in the way of rain. The official forecast, let's see. For today is mostly cloudy with a high of 86. So just very light activity out west a little bit, but I don't really think it's going to get here. Apparently, 86 for your high today. Mostly cloudy with a low of 65 tonight. For tomorrow, maybe an isolated shower and a high of about 85. 68 tomorrow night, staying warm still in the overnights. And then Friday, again, isolated. Well, Friday there's a better chance, a 60% chance of a little bit of rain Friday. Showers and thunderstorms likely in the afternoon Friday with a high of 83, a 60% chance. Saturday and Sunday, all sunshine. Saturday we're looking at a high of 82, Sunday 78, and Labor Day looks great if you like it on the cool side. We're looking at 72. For the predicted high on Labor Day. We're already there today. We are at 73 this hour with fair skies, headed for a high of 85. All right, let's see what I can do here for my next song set. I was looking at some hero titles and songs for Mean Gene, who wanted to play a song for his hero today, not West Side Freddy, but Downtown Jose, who took care of his dad for a long time before his dad finally passed at the age of 101 last week. So I'm still doing a little research on that. There's several choices. Trying to find the right choice. But we did have, let's see, a couple of requests by one from Genius George earlier this morning for some Chicago. And I was just going to go ahead and make it into a full Chicago rock block. Why not? So we're going to start with, does anybody really know what time it is? The great horns at the beginning of this song. Then we have Dialogue 1 and 2, which is the specific request that George had. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm looking forward to hearing what it sounds like. And then a song that I wanted to hear this morning, Old Chicago, I'm a Man, coming up in this set. 9:37, it's the More Music Hour. Matt's got Out to Lunch coming up next hour. He'll be on the air from 10 until 1. Keep it right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube on this Wednesday morning as we get into some Chicago now.
As I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me and asked me what the time was that was on my watch. Yeah, on, fatty.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, Chicago. Pigs grunting, roosters crowing, cats meowing. All kinds of stuff happening in that song on the birthday of Danny Seraphin. And that's the whole reason for the inspiration for today's Chicago Rock Block. The birthday of Danny Seraphin of Chicago. Born on this date in 1948, and he was a man. And he was the original drummer, played a lot of drums in that song right there. It is 9:48 here at WRMN. I got time for probably two more songs. I have a phone call coming in at 847-931-1410. I got the other Chicago song that George wanted to hear, Dialogue 1 and 2, and then I wanted to play a song from Gene to Jose, and maybe we'll go with the Foo Fighters. I hope it's not a little too rough for you guys. But we have Tracy, who's chiming in on our YouTube page this morning. And Tracy, who is the lady that set up that Burlington interview that we're going to have tomorrow morning here on the air, was listening earlier when the call was made from Gene. And she said, the song My Hero is by the Foo Fighters. Yes, I knew there was a song by Foo Fighters called My Hero. I thought there were some other hero songs perhaps to choose from. But I think we may close the show with that one. Thank you, Tracy, for joining us on YouTube today. And she also says the referendum for 301 is what we're going to talk about tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock hour. Brendan chiming in. Hey, Brendan, thanks for listening on YouTube as well. And thanks, everybody. The Dutchman's Wood Shack, who I guess lost his dog about a week ago. Sorry about that, Dutchman's Wood Shack. It's 9:49, one phone call, two songs, and we're out. Matt's got the next hour with Out to Lunch, but let's see who this is. Good morning. Welcome to the first shift.
G'day, Marky B.
I thought it might be you. G'day, Dyraka. What's happening?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Apart from still having a bad cough, I'm good.
Yeah, you're back at home? You're back at home, right?
Yeah, I'm back at home.
That's good. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Actually went shopping yesterday after treatment.
Nice.
I went into Big W.
Big W?
Yeah, that's not a grocery store. That's like a department store. They sell
Okay.
pretty much a bit of everything.
Yeah. What'd you get at the old Big W?
Well, I got some chips.
Yeah.
I got a meat temperature tester, a torch, and some new High Smile flavored toothpaste, different ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got quite a few things. I got lip glosses and yeah, flavored lip balms and just a
Few odds,
rash of different things.
some odds and ends, yeah.
Yeah.
Big W, huh? Yeah. So, what kind of chips did you get? Some Australian Cheetos?
No, I didn't get any of those.
Yeah.
I got 2 flavored packets of Twisties chips. They're Australian chips.
Okay.
One was cheese flavored, the other one is chicken flavored. And I got some honey soy flavored chips.
Wow.
Some plain flavored chips.
Yeah.
And some bacon flavored pork rind things.
Pork rinds, I like pork rinds, yeah. Well, you sure got a lot of chips.
They're little packets.
Oh, little bitty bags of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, makes more sense. So you got to eat more than just big bags of chips all the time. But maybe you needed to stock up. It's been a while since you've, loaded up the pantry with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Crazy Kathy's listening on YouTube, and she says, hey, Derica, love you, get well, from your American counterpart, Crazy Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
She says,
Kathy.
Yes?
Kathy. Marky B, Marky B, Marky B, Marky B.
Wow. Take that, Kathy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, good to hear from you this morning, Derica.
I got a song for you to play.
Okay.
I haven't heard you play yet.
Okay.
G'day, G'day by Slim Dusty.
By who?
Slim Dusty.
Slim Dusty?
Yeah, he's not alive anymore.
Yeah.
He was a country music singer here.
Okay, well, cool name. Slim Dusty. Good day. All right, I'll probably have to save it for tomorrow or something because I'm going to run out of time today, but I'll put it on my list. Thanks for calling.
Okay, then.
All right, take care.
Okay, see ya.
Talk to you soon. All right, Derica checking in, and let's see. It is 9:53 now. Ooh, what's a man to do here? Let's see. Well, I have the Chicago song queued up. I don't have the Foo Fighters song queued up. So why don't I, what should I do? Let's see. I better go ahead and cue the Foo Fighters song up while I'm still sitting here talking to you. That way, let's see. If it doesn't queue up the way I want to, I can kill time by continuing to talk to you while it queues up. How about that? I'm multitasking here, which is hard to do. Coming up next hour, Matt's got his show, Out to Lunch, and then coming up, we will have Tammy in Nashville this week. Talk time with Tammy from 2 until 4. And then Sonar and Bendamoni and Boquist carry you through a political talk show, the second part of Fox Valley Afternoons from 4 until 6. So enjoy a variety of afternoon radio between 2 and 6 here at WRMN. All right, 9:54. You know what? I don't think George would mind if I play the song that Mean Gene wants to hear in honor of our friend Jose. From Foo Fighters. We usually don't go Foo Fighters strong here on the program, but I think we can do that since it's the end of the show here today. It is a good song. I like the Foo Fighters personally. And this song is called My Hero. And then I'll save the dialogue song from Chicago for the next More Music show. George is patient like that, or at least if he's not, he can't respond right now. How about that? 9:55 with the Foo Fighters. Matt, next hour. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., and we'll talk about Burlington District 301 tomorrow on the program in the 9 o'clock hour. Thanks for listening. First Shift, rockin' hard. WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. This is to you, downtown Jose. Way to take care of your father. Mean Gene appreciates you, and so do I. So do all of us, First Shifters.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 10 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service.